Yeah, the fuck. I haven't seen you in a long time. You got a deep ass voice, dude.
It's the mic, man.
Damn, dude, it's sexy. That weird?
No, keep it going.
Oh yeah, I like that shit. Okay, I'm making it weird now. I'm 100% making it weird myself. Switch over. Oh my god, it worked. Oh
Nice.
no, it didn't. I'm dumb. Hold on. No, I just have to do this. There we go. Oh my god, it actually worked this time. That's crazy.
There you go.
Welcome, TonyKFilms.
Hey, what's up? What's up, Zach?
What's going on, man? What's going on
Thanks
with you?
for
How you
having
been?
me, man. Good.
Yes, I'm excited about this one. I'm very excited about this one.
I'm excited too. I'm excited that you're excited.
Dude, I love, like I was saying before, I don't know if you were listening, I love people who work in the entertainment industry because it's so easy to talk because we have something in common.
For sure. Yeah, it's like an unspoken kind of connection a lot of people have because
Yeah.
a lot of people in our industry know what each other go through. And,
Yeah.
I mean, it's a rough road.
Dude, just like the amount of shit you've done on your resume, like producer, director, fucking editor, color corrector, photographer, like all of it. It's crazy. Like you usually get someone who's really good at one thing and they just do one thing and that's what they are, like a cinematographer or lighting or editing, and that's what they do. You do fucking all of it.
For sure. Thank you. It's like, I don't know what, jack of all trades, master of none.
Mm-hmm. That's a good thing though, because then you can literally get on any set you want and be like, yeah, I know how to do that. And they're like, you know how to do that? And you're like, yeah, it's not that hard.
Yeah,
like,
it does come in handy having multiple skills. Yeah, it's funny because I actually just learned this term. It's like a multi-passionate type of person. Like the type of people I like we are just like who knows like a bunch of skills, but I don't know. It's like an ADD thing too. I mean, we can go into that more too.
Yeah, no, it's I kind of want to start from the beginning and then kind of like ease into all of it, and then how you got in the industry, and then how you got into all of it, and at any point let me know if you have to go, because sometimes these interviews.
I made a lot of time for you, so we're good.
I appreciate that, but still, I don't want to be one of those people who like take up 19 hours of your time and be like, all right, Zach, I gotta go. It's one of those things.
But no, I totally understand. I mean, I was listening in earlier, and I was actually watching your interview with Young Skirt. Okay. And I was like, oh, this is dope. And I'm actually a fan of Young Skirt too.
Nice.
Yeah, so it was really dope watching that and getting some insight from him too.
Yeah, I saw him. I found him a couple weeks ago on TikTok, and I was like, "What the fuck? This guy's amazing."
Yeah. Funny thing, I found his TikTok like a long time ago too, and I just been following him and seeing his growth on Twitch and on TikTok. It's amazing.
It's cool. Yeah. It's cool to like see those people from the very beginning and watch them grow and be like, dude, you're gonna be. It's like you can tell the people who are gonna be big, or they're just gonna do really well. You just have a feeling when you're in entertainment, or you've been in entertainment, like,
oh yeah, for sure.
You just have that feeling where you're just like, they're gonna do something really fucking cool.
And that's also a learned skill too, like actually pinpointing those kind of talent.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
But let's start from the beginning on just you on Twitch, and just like getting into Twitch, and then we'll go to career, and then childhood, and then we'll go all through that shit.
Let's do it.
So obviously TonyKFilms is your name on Twitch, and that's your username. Obviously it's your name, so it's nothing too crazy on how you got that name. Yeah. But how did you find Twitch? Like, what was your first introduction to Twitch? How did you sort of get into this world?
So, let's see. It was actually around the time when I first started filming, or got into filming. At the time I was living with one of my roommates, my friend Daniel, and he played a lot of like League of Legends, and he got me into League of Legends, and like he was, you know, I was just grinding, and I wanted to get better, and he was just like, you should watch these people on Twitch. You know, there's pros that play, and they'll teach you. And I was like, all right, cool. And I started watching my longtime good friend now, Trick2G. I'm not sure if
I've heard of Trick. He's very funny.
He's like a very OG streamer on Twitch. But I started watching him, and I started watching him maybe like when he had like less than 100 viewers. Damn. And that's how I kind of got introduced to Twitch. And then let's see, where else? Okay, so I started becoming part of his community. Like I would like just offer help, like if he needed help, like modding, or like even filming and taking photos. And I told him, like, if you ever come to LA, I'll come shoot you. Like, not like that, but yeah, I'll come.
You'll film him. Yeah, you'll film him. You'll take photos. Shit.
Yeah, exactly. I'll take some photos and video for you. And there was this League of Legends convention called I forgot. It was like a really small one, and it was at the it was near the Burbank airport, like at a little small hotel. And that's when I first met him, and made content for him. And then ever since then, and if it wasn't for him, I would not be here. But he would bring me to places. Like he would be like, hey, like I'm going to PAX East, and I need some content filmed. Let me fly you out, and we'll hang out and have fun. And I started doing a lot of these gigs for him, and the content for him, and then he eventually took me to the Twitch headquarters in San Fran. And that's when I got to meet people there, and develop relationships and whatnot. And and that's kind of how I got introduced to Twitch in the stream world. I had watched Justin TV for a very short amount of time before it became Twitch, but that was like my big introduction to Twitch when Trick.
Did you do what I did, where I also watched Justin TV, but I just watched it for like sports and movies? I was like, wow, this place has a whole bunch of illegal movies that I can watch.
Yeah, no, definitely. I definitely did that. And then I also watched Justin do like IRL,
shit.
Yeah, and I was very fascinated by that at the time, just because the tech wasn't there,
wasn't good at all.
Yeah, and for him to do that, it was really fascinating to me.
Yeah. Do you remember like one of his streams? Like, is there any specific moments you remember in a stream where you're just like, wow, this is scuffed, or
he was just hanging out, like out outside and just talking to the chat, and I was like, damn, like this is crazy. And I mean, look where it's at now,
It's backpacks. There's companies that do that stuff.
You got fools freaking paragliding and IRL streaming at the same time.
People have 6 phones on them and shit like that. You're like, oh yeah, this one's for chat, this one's for this is camera, this one's for just God knows what, this one's for text. It's just like, Jesus, man. That's crazy. Like 8 different cell phone plans. I remember watching an Andy Milanakis stream where he went into T-Mobile and he's like, yo, I need like a new phone, and then T-Mobile gave him like phones for free because he was Andy Milanakis. And then he's like, oh, but I need like better coverage and stuff like that. And I'm like, this is insane. I just remember watching
unlimited data.
Yeah. No cap. And then like he got called by the CEO from Germany or some shit like that. And then I was like, what in the fuck, dude? I'm like, this is crazy.
Be our ambassador.
It's wild, but that's cool how you sort of found the whole Twitch. How did you, going back, how did you get into the whole world of entertainment in general? Like, I want to hear that story of how you got into this world.
So let's see. It started in high school, actually. So I was a DJ for about like 10 plus years before I got into film. So my let's see. Damn, this was like in ninth grade when you know, when you're in ninth grade, you start making new friends, new groups, and I got into the group of friends that rapped, you know, and they were always freestyling, and you know, I couldn't beatbox, so I was just like, man, I wanna provide beats for these guys. So I looked into DJing, you know, and my aunt, I love her, man. She bought me my first set of 1200s. 1200s and a Vestax, you know, 05 mixer, and I fell in love with DJing at the time, and my friends would come over and we would, you know, smoke weed and just have like freestyle sessions, and I'm just spinning beats. Like I had one of those like karaoke mics, and I somehow got it to work through my PC, and you know, recorded sessions on like Acid Pro. It was wild.
That's so cool.
Yeah. And so and then I joined like we started like this hip hop crew, and you know, we did a few shows, you know, we got popping for a little bit, and then we, you know, disbanded after a while. And then after high school, I started spinning like a lot of EDM, you know, when like electro and house and dubstep was popping. So did that for a bit, and then got back into hip hop. My old bandmate like hit me up. He's like, hey, are you still DJing? I was like, yeah, I'm still DJing. You want to DJ a show for me? And I was like, sure, why not? And then our first show was at the Viper Room. It was like,
oh shit.
I was like, wow, this is your first show? And I was like, and then it became something, and we made another crew again. And I did that for a couple years. You know, we did shows like kind of like you know, a few cities in the US. And that was fun. And we had this filmer that did like all of our music videos, and that started to intrigue me into filming. And I started asking him questions, and you know, just seeing how he worked. And it kind of turned into me selling all my stuff and just buying a bunch of camera gear.
Oh wow.
One day. Yeah.
You sold all of your like DJ equipment and music equipment?
Yeah.
Whoa.
Yeah. Cause at the time I was like kind of getting burnt out from DJing. And our crew wasn't like doing too much. So I had wanted to do something different. I think also like, I mean, I'll talk about it in a bit, but I think I like to learn something new every like so often. And so one of my other friends, he was a rapper too, and he stopped rapping, and then he got into shooting music videos, and he posted one up on Facebook that he filmed on like one of those handy cams. Looks so shitty, but
hell yeah.
But I admired him because he put something out that he did on himself, and I was like, damn, that's kind of dope. I want to do that. You know, I want to put out my own stuff. And then that's when I bought like all my camera gear. Just like I dropped like $3,000 just just buying like the 5D Mark II and like a bunch of lenses and whatnot. And then yeah, that's how I got into it. So I, you know, thank God for YouTube University, you know, taught me a lot.
Is that how you sort of your education on how you got into the whole world was like you just watched a whole bunch of YouTube, or like did you have anybody that was like that you studied under, or like did you? Okay.
So both of that. My friend first, he's the one who kind of took me under his wings, and like I was just going to different like video shoots with them. Just like I told him like, yo, like if you ever need help, like I want to learn, like I'll work for free. And I did that for like a whole year, like just working for free. And shout out to my other mentor, Dankum. He's also like a DJ and then turned into like a photographer filmer, and he taught me like almost everything I know too. So those two people were like very pivotal in me doing what I do. And yeah.
Damn. Okay. That's crazy how it's sort of you just go from like DJing for that long of a time, and you just pick it up and you find it and you're just like, nah, I'm gonna try all this, and you just put all your money into it. What was sort of your feeling with doing that?
It was scary.
Yeah.
It was scary because I was like in my early 20s, like just still trying to figure out like what I want to do in life. And I mean, I'm still trying to figure that out right now, but
same.
But yeah, it was a very daunting. I remember that moment when I bought all that gear. It was like, fuck, like I spent like my savings on all this camera gear, and you know, I have barely any income. Like, I mean, I was hustling. I was like selling weed, you know, like that's how I got through, you know, my early 20s, just selling weed and, you know, learning. And I'm very thankful for all the people I met through this, you know, and taught me so much.
Yeah, you've had some dope things that you've done, man. Like just I was going through your catalog on your website, and just like the people you've shot with, the people you've shot for, the people you've edited for is insane. Like it's legitimately insane. Like Aquafina, Tiffany Young from Girls' Generation.
Yeah.
Dude, fucking Ducksworth. It's fucking wild. I'm just like, dude, like the second I met you at Japan, I was like, oh, I gotta check this guy out, like see what he's all about. And then I was looking at your profile, and I was just looking at like everything you've done. I'm like, dude, this guy's the real fucking deal. Like he's not one of those dudes who are just like, oh yeah, no, I shoot in LA and like, oh yeah, or whatever. He's like, no, you actually hustle and do shit. It's like you're for reals. Like you're serious about this shit, man. Like you're like what people talk about. How people are just like, sorry, I'm sucking your dick really hard here.
No. I'm like I appreciate all these compliments you're giving me.
It's cool to see. It's legitimately cool to see that like someone's actually putting in the work and doing the work, and they're getting that output of what they want to see in some sort of way. And tell me otherwise if you're not getting the output that you want to see. It feels like you are working hard, and you're getting somewhere with that. Like you're doing something, which is dope. It's dope to see.
Thank you.
Oh,
no, that's
sure.
That you know, it's, you know, like I'll be completely honest, like I haven't gotten this much like, you know, appraise and like compliments in a while, so it feels good. So thank you.
It's you're welcome. You're very welcome. But like you do have that, like I said, the entertainment industry, there are certain people you're like, oh, they're going to do this, they're going to do that, they're going to, like, you feel like you're going to, I feel like you're going to, within the entertainment industry, hit somewhere very big. I saw you with like a Twitter post where you had like I think it was a Grammy in your hand, and you're like, someday. I feel I feel like seeing that. I feel like going through that and seeing that. Yeah, I went through everything, man. I'm not Nardwar, but like I'm okay.
I appreciate that. That's you know, you're doing that work.
Yeah.
By the way, it's really fucking hot in my room, by the way, Oki. So shut the fuck up. I'm just kidding. I don't want to have the AC on because it's right next to me and it's really loud. So I'm just, I got the sweat rag.
Do you have NVIDIA broadcast? Because that's what I have my shit on right now, and I have NVIDIA broadcast.
Really?
Dude, I'm gonna send you this shit right now, dude. Okay, it changed my fucking life. Hold on.
I'm gonna turn it on. It's fucking hot.
We're gonna fix this shit. You don't have to fix it now, but I'm gonna send this shit.
Do you hear it?
No, I don't even hear it.
Oh, okay. That's fine. All right.
No, turn that shit on.
I'm just gonna leave it on. It's so hot right now.
But use that next time. It's literally just a plugin that just suppresses everything in the background. Awesome.
I actually have used that before. I mean, I think I used it when it was like in beta. So, or like not beta, just like really early. So it wasn't as good, but I'm sure like they tweaked it really good now.
I can't hear shit now. I've literally tested it where I've had everything off.
You're way better now. Your audio sounds really good.
Dude, my air's it's at 69 right now. That's not a joke. It's actually at 69 right now. Can't hear shit. Can't hear shit. Cool, it's amazing. So try that shit out. It's legitimately great. Yeah, don't be hot. I'm actually back in LA too. You know how I told you I was going to Seattle for a couple months?
Yeah, that's right.
Yeah, I'm back in LA. I moved back to LA.
Nice. How was that?
It was cool, but so just a really quick thing, and then we'll get back into you. I don't want to take too much because this is your interview, but I went up there for 3 or 4 months. One of my bosses who'd been there for 11 years left, so I was like, ooh, I'm gonna go back to California. I still work for them. I'm just full-time work from home now from California.
I see.
So I was like, I don't want to be there because maybe I might get fired. This is possible, so I'm going back to California just in case. So job is fine though. LA. Totally cool. No. Do you ever feel like when you're in LA, like sometimes you want to leave, but there's something here that's a calling for you? You're like, no, I gotta stay a little longer. Do you ever have that feeling?
Oh no, all the time. All the time. I always ask people like, oh, like where would you live if you or people ask me and I ask them too, but I always say like LA's home. You know, I could probably live somewhere else for like a year, but I don't think I could ever leave LA.
Yeah.
It's just too good, man. Like the weather is too good. I mean, yeah, it is a little hot, but I mean, you got everything here. Everyone comes here, so you don't have to go there, you know?
I always say, like, you always hear about all those streamers and like different people who go to like Vancouver and they film, and they go to Austin, Texas to stream and stuff like that. I'm like, you're all gonna end up in LA sometime. Like, I guarantee it. I'm like, I guarantee you're all gonna end up in LA at some point, man. It's gonna happen. Like, that's just how it is. So, it's weird because do you ever feel like you're in LA too long and then you leave for a week? You just need like a refresher.
Oh yeah, definitely. Definitely need those resets. Just go to Joshua Tree and fucking trip out.
Dude, I did it like a couple months ago with some people, but we didn't trip though because we just didn't have shrimp.
Yeah.
But yeah, LA is it's a weird world. Like you feel like once you get in here for a couple of years, you're kind of locked into it, and that's it. Like I don't know. I can't leave it either. It's very weird.
And you know what? Like, California is such a fucking huge state. So like if you go just a couple hours out from LA, you feel like you're in a whole different state, you know?
Yeah. I love Northern California. I wish I could live in Northern California, but like rent is for a shoebox. It's like what, $5,000 or some shit like that.
Yeah, San Fran. It's insane. And then like you get your car broken into like every other day.
Dude, do you ever see those? You ever see those signs on Reddit or just posts in general where they're just like, "Don't break my car. There's nothing," or "Don't break my window. There's nothing in here." I'm just like, oh my god.
What kind of world do we live in where we have to tell robbers like it just
there ain't shit in here, man? There ain't shit in here, or people leave their windows down and shit. It's ridiculous. But that's cool though. How you've gotten to this world. You're in the entertainment industry. Kind of want to go back to your childhood a little bit, and then like before the whole entertainment. What was sort of that like? Like, did you grow up in LA? Did you grow up somewhere else, or was it?
So I grew up in the Valley, and yeah, I've always been like a Valley kid, I guess, sort of say. I grew up. Let's see. Yeah, I grew, like, I guess school life was like, I grew up being kind of like the only Korean in my group. I mean, there was like maybe one or two other Koreans, but always kind of like being the only Korean and kind of trying to fit in. Yeah, trying to find myself and trying to fit in. And I always had, I don't know if this was like an ADHD thing, but I've always hopped to different friend groups. So I had like a lot of friend groups, and it was always like, I don't know, like hard to be myself, I guess. Because you're always kind of being like a chameleon and like just switching it up all the time. But I think my first experience of like of the Asian American experience was when when I was DJing, and one of my friends first, he hit me up. He's like, hey, you know, I wanna bring you to this open mic studio, or open mic that we do every weekend, and spin some beats. And you know, it was like a community for like Koreans and like Asians to like, you know, do art, like rap, do music. And that's where I met Dum, you know, so I've known him since like high school and whatnot. So yeah, that was my first time really connecting with like a bunch of Asians and like really feeling like home, I guess, so to speak. Yeah. But yeah, growing,
I was just gonna say, were your parents supportive of that? Like, I know there's sort of that that world where that it's your parents are like, art is a very weird thing. Like, my parents were fine with me doing art, but I know some parents don't like their kids doing art at all. Like, they're, like my sister did. It was weird because my sister did some art stuff, and then my parents were like, "No, don't do that shit." But then I did it, and they're like, "Oh no, they're okay with it now." My sister was like a test subject or some shit like that.
Yeah. No, but you know what? My parents were very they were very open-minded. Luckily. I mean, although my mom put me in like a lot of like extracurricular activities when I was younger. Like, she put me in all kinds of sports and martial arts and even Boy Scouts.
Oh shit.
Yeah. And I mean, and you know what? Like, I love her for doing that. Like, at the time when I was little, I was like, oh, fuck, I don't want to fucking do this. I want to stay home and play video games. I want to play Mega Man X, you know?
Hell yeah.
But you know, it taught me a lot of stuff, especially the Boy Scouts. But I what was the question again?
I was just asking about like if your parents were supportive in any sort of way on art and in general. It's like I know some parents are really supportive. Some parents are just like, why are you doing that? Some I think I had a mix on my parents. Like my for example, my parents were like, yeah, that's cool, you can do that. And then at the college level, they're like, oh, you got to go to college. And I didn't know anything else, so I just went to college. Like, I didn't know there were other choices to go to things. So I just went to college and I didn't know what I wanted to do at all.
For sure. I think my childhood was a little bit on the rougher side because I grew up being like a latchkey kid. For those of you who don't know, like, latchkey kids basically parents would latch the house keys to their kids and basically just tell them, like, you know, kids who go home by themselves and, you know, be home alone until their parents would come home. So yeah, I was like a latchkey kid as a very young, at a very young age. Like, you know, I would walk home from school, like from when I was in elementary.
Shit.
You know?
Okay.
Yeah. And then so I had to like learn to fend for myself a lot. And so And I think first generation Asians, like my parents both had to work, so like for them to like raise two kids, like I have an older sister, and then come home and like cook food, like they barely had time to parent, except like my mom would parent me, but even then, like my mom was still working, and so like yeah, I think my parents were like a bit hands off, and also like they were more focused on my sister, because like she's the older one, and like, oh, you gotta go to college, and but even my sister, she went to like Pasadena Art Center,
okay.
like
shit.
Yeah, so like they were pretty cool with my sister just kind of doing her own thing. But as for myself, like I think my parents were very like stressed about like their marriage. They got a divorce when I was in high school, and then like basically had to fend for myself. And then as I got older, and then I had moved out when I was like 18, 19.
Oh shit.
And,
okay.
Yeah, so pretty young age, because my mom and my sister had moved to Camarillo, and my dad moved to Arizona. And at the time, that was like when I was like getting my DJing shit going, and I was like, you know what, like I want to stay in LA, like I want to pursue this. So I stayed with my friend and his parents, and I basically was just kind of living on my own, like there. And so and then my parents were just cool with me doing whatever I wanted, basically, and
that's good.
Shout out to my mom, because like she was very supportive with what I was doing. And
I relate to you a lot on the aspect of the parent thing, where they're not around a lot. I wasn't necessarily a latchkey kid, but my mom worked a lot of things. She was a phone operator. She worked a lot of split shifts, where she would work like at night, and then she'd be there in the morning to sort of like take me to school. But after school, she wouldn't be able to take me, so it would be at night. My grandma would take care of me a lot.
Yeah, same.
Like like I learned how to tie my shoes because of my grandma. Like my grandma taught me that shit, and I'm just like, shouldn't this be from your mom or your dad? And my dad always worked, and he was just way too tired, and it's just back and forth. So I do relate to that sort of like not necessarily being a latchkey kid, but having that lifestyle of a latchkey kid, because like no one was at home when I got home. Like it wasn't ever like that. My parents were at work until 5, 6, 7 o'clock.
Yeah.
Et cetera, et cetera, et cetera. So I do relate to you a lot on that, where it's you sort of have your own free will in a way.
Yeah, and I think a lot of that also like scarred people like our age in having kids, like fuck, like I would not want to have a kid right now, because like I wouldn't want to do that to my kid, like to come home and like be fucking tired and like, fuck man, I gotta take care of the kid, like.
Well, it's also like, dude, I'm 32 and I'm just like, I couldn't imagine having a kid right now. 'Cause it's just like, it's just one of those things where it's something about LA where you see other people having kids way older too, because they're just like, oh no, I have so much more to do. Like I don't want to have a kid right now because I've got so much to do in the world before I even attempt that or look at that or want to look into that in general. So I don't know about you, but I haven't even fathomed it.
Huh?
I haven't even fathomed even looking into like kids or girl, any of that. Like I'm just like not interested right now.
I totally feel that. And also like, I mean, it's just different times now, back then you could fucking work a regular paying job and buy a fucking house, now it's like you gotta slave away at 3 jobs and save up for like 10 years to even come close to getting a house,
Yeah, I wish I could buy my house for $20,000 in 1963 or whatever the fuck, and then have 2 kids and be like, yeah, we got money to go to Disneyland 6 times this year, guys. It's crazy, right?
Yeah,
like,
just fucking work harder, man. Yeah.
Yeah, man, that's all it is. Just we're not working hard enough. It's just because we have 3 jobs and then we got like a side hustle and then this. We're not working hard enough. That's what it is. 100%.
Yeah,
it's not.
exactly.
It's not anybody in control. It's not anybody doing. We just don't work hard enough. That's it.
Yeah, exactly.
That's what it is. It's bullshit. What about So kind of jumping off the family subject a little bit into another thing. What about outside of Twitch and outside of sort of entertainment? Do you have like other different hobbies that you like to do? You mentioned playing video games.
Yeah.
Are there specific video games that you like to dive into, or is there another hobby? Like, I don't know, maybe you go out and play soccer or basketball, or maybe just like pickup games, or like what's sort of your hobby outside?
I mean, I think as of lately, it's very very introspective stuff, you know, kind of like thinking about like what are my ticks, why am I like just human psychology stuff, you know, like why I do the things I do, why I say the things I do, you know, why I feel the things I do, think the things I do. You know, like, yeah, just kind of learning about human psychology a little bit. What else? I mean, I was super heavy into working out for a bit, and that just kind of fizzled out again. But you know, probably get back into it. Let's see what else. I'm into tech. I love tech. You know, I'm just a big nerd for stuff like that.
What do you love about tech? Because I know there you sort of work with, I don't know if it's your company or you work with a company that sort of helps people streaming and helps people with technology in general. I'd love to hear about that.
Yeah, that's something I started with my good friend LJ. We started this live production company called Stream Sauce. And we just offer live stream services and consulting to whoever. One of our biggest clients is Hennessy, and
damn,
yeah. That was like such a random thing that happened, but yeah, that's I mean live streaming. I mean that's towards the entertainment side still, but yeah, tech, working out. Learning about the human, fashion. I love fashion. You know, always kind of trying to look at other people's styles, look at fits, try to upgrade my own style. You know, I just started wearing jewelry this year, like a lot more heavy. And then what else? Like, I don't know. I'm still trying to, I think right now I'm at this transitional point in my life again. Okay. Where I kind of want to learn something new, and just trying out different things right now.
Yeah, that's cool. I feel like that's a point everyone gets to at some point where they're just like, oh, I have hobbies, but I also want to try new hobbies, but it's scary to jump into those new hobbies sometimes because like, I don't know, the second I hit my 30s, man, I'm just like, I just want to stay home and watch documentaries and just fucking do nothing, man. Like, that's all I want to do.
Dude,
like, I'll watch like 6 documentaries in a row and that's it. I'm just like, I'm going to bed, done.
Tell me about it, man. I recently just got into, like, I finished filming season 3 of this show I co-direct called Dish Granted with my good friend Steven Lim. He does like a lot of food stuff. He was like doing like BuzzFeed and whatnot. We could check that out later, but after that, and I usually kind of go into this like mode where I'm just like, I don't want to do anything. I just want to veg out and play video games. So I've been playing like StarCraft and like League of Legends again. Oh my god, yeah,
that's some toxic shit, man.
I know, exactly. But yeah, that's been fun. That's been kind of keeping me busy. But yeah.
Okay. Yeah, that's cool.
But I do want to pick up some new hobbies. Like just I don't know. We'll see where life takes.
I get it. Me. I get that whole thing. And then you mentioned Stephen Lim. We'll just kind of bring it up right here.
Yeah.
On the stream right now, if you look. Oh man, it won't let me go down. Damn it. Okay. Okay. Well, this is the worst shit ever. Well, let me scroll down. I hate Instagram. Let me do this. There's always a way.
Oh. There is always a way.
Oh my god.
There we go.
All right. Okay. That works. You can see it.
Yeah.
So you did mention. So here's sort of the project that you were working on as of recently. What was that project?
That's a fucking cake, dude.
That's a cake?
Yeah, I know. Oh my god. It looks horrendous.
That head is a cake?
Yeah, it's a cake. So just to give you a backstory of what this show is, it's so Stephen Lim's he's like a host, influencer, also runs a YouTube channel called Watcher Entertainment. And he did that series called Worth It on BuzzFeed. Have you ever seen that?
Yeah, 100%.
Yeah,
it would always pop up on my shit, no matter if I didn't want to, it would still pop up.
So he after that he started his own channel called Watcher, and he started this show called Dish Granted, where he would bring on guests and he would ask them, what's your favorite dish? And then they'll tell them, and then we make it. And then we have like 24 hours to make the most extravagant version of that dish. And also, like, he doesn't know how to cook.
Oh god,
he's not a cook.
Okay.
And I'm not a cook, so we're both like just learning together as we go, and just all those like bumps and mishaps, while we're making it. But that's the fun of the show, the journey. So yeah, I co-direct this show with them. For this specific episode, I was a co-host. So we made this cake bust of Zach Kornfeld. He's one of the Try Guys.
Yep.
And yeah, that was fun.
What's the name of the show again? Tech it and
Dish
chat
Granted.
Dish Granted.
Yeah, okay. Dish Granted, like wish granted.
Okay. That's creative. Dish Granted. Okay.
Yeah,
that's badass though. It's he designed the cake all. I mean, like, for not having any experience whatsoever, that's pretty decent. Like, it's not that bad. Like, I'd expect way worse from someone who doesn't have any experience whatsoever. Like, that's not terrible.
Shout out to YouTube University again. So, because we had watched the video on how to do it like for 5 minutes, and then we're like, all right, let's get to it.
Oh my god. Seriously?
Yeah.
Look at that shit. Like, it's not terrible, man. Like, I don't hate it. Like, it has like a little bit of like Jeff Goldblum, The Fly type shit, but like it feels a little bit that way, but still it's not bad for literally watching the video prior and then going
lump on the back of his head and shit.
Dude, too much baking soda or some shit. That's what happened. You put way too much baking soda in it. But yeah, that's badass. So that you worked on that recently. Hell, while we're talking about entertainment and like things you worked on, I want to talk more about just like music videos you worked on. I showed a couple of them before you came in.
I saw that you were commenting on some of them, which I do have a lot of stories behind each one.
Oh man, I'm excited for them.
Well, which one do you want to talk about first?
I want to hear the one. Let's start out with Twitch, and let's start out with the Andy Milonakis, Greek God X, El Chapo one first. I really wanna get into that one on how that happened, and then we'll go to the other stuff like Ducksworth and Tiffany Young and like Girls' Generation. Like, but let's start out with Andy Milonakis and Greek God X and how that happened, because it looks like you guys are just like, you guys want to shoot a music video, and then it happened.
That's exactly what happened. So. This was before Greek got red pilled and whatnot, but so me forgot how I met Andy, but it was a long time ago, and we had just kind of kept in contact, and I think this was around the time when he had moved to LA, and he was live streaming all over K-Town. So, I hit him up. I reached out to him. Hey, like, you want to hang out? You want to grab some food? And, I was on his stream a couple of times. So we're just talking, and he's like, yo, I got this song with Greek God, and I want to shoot a music video. Like, are you free in the next 2 days? I was like, oh yeah, for sure, let's just do it. And he was just like, yeah, like, let's just do something chill. Like, I don't like Greek doesn't have too much time here. He was just visiting. And so I was like, all right, cool, let's just hang out in K-Town and just shoot. And we went to the bowling alley, we went to some sushi restaurant, and then we just filmed, and then we got, one of the homegirls, Dawn, to guest appear in the video, and and I edited that in like the next night, because I was just like, I just, this was a simple music video, not much went into it, but it was fun, and it was a fun music video to cut to, even though like it's just rapping, right? But it was still fun to watch. I still liked it, and and that's kind of how it came about. And it was such a trip watching all these big streamers react to it. Because like I think someone tagged me, or someone in my Discord messaged me. He's like, oh, look, Asmin and Soda's watching your music video. And it was just a trip, just seeing those big streamers like react to my music video.
It's always it's a good feeling when you do it, but when people start to see it that have like a lot of notoriety, you're like, holy shit, it's a whole different feeling of like I've had a couple of those opportunities or occasions where I'll put something up, and then someone who has a bigger audience will find it, and then I get scared. I'm like, oh fuck, is it good? Like,
no, for sure. I definitely was just like, oh fuck, like this is like something I just did in like one fucking day, and this is not even my best work. It was just like a throwaway, But I'm glad. I mean, those are the kind of videos that blows up, sometimes. Yeah.
That's the fun thing about it though too. Like if you look at like some of the shots you do in the video, here, let me go there. If you look at some of the shots you do in the video, like just the one where you're at the sushi restaurant, like they're pretty shots, they're nice shots. Like there's production value in it. Like when you're at the bowling alley, you're outside, you're like circling around Andy, you're circling around Greek. There's production value in that shit. And when you have Dawn in there, like there's production value of her like hanging out, like hanging on Greek and hanging on Andy and stuff like that. There's a lot of production value that Twitch just freaks the fuck out over. They're like, oh my god, people know how to do professional things? And it's the coolest shit though, like that feeling. They're like, yeah guys, I know professional shit. And you just get excited about it.
Yeah, so, I wanted to make them look like rappers, like actual rappers, and then like just also make it, give it that Andy Milonakis funny feel to it still,
Yeah, and this song was fun too. So
there was this one shot or this sequence that I edited, and it was a trip because like it literally turns like to night and day, because the Andy and Greek were in the same exact framing as like the daytime, so it's like at 1:19, 118. So if you go there and then like you see, he does the same action too. So it's just a trip seeing that.
Oh,
Right?
you can see it there. Oh shit!
It's like those happy accidents that like really.
Oh shit! Yeah, you can see it right there. That's great.
Yeah, it's a trip.
That's so cool.
Yeah. But I mean, Greek was cool. He was super chill when I had met him, but
yeah.
I don't know what the fuck happened to him now. But yeah,
it happens. It's just difference of things. Different people change their mindset. You know, and it happens. Like some people just get a bigger head, or yeah, it's a great music video though. Like it's really well done. I enjoyed it. It was I was smiling the entire time I was watching it, just because how like absurd it is, but how well it's done. I don't know how to describe it. It's actually it's like absurd in some sort of way.
Yeah,
but
it's a good balance, you know, of
yeah,
all
yeah.
of that.
But it's not too absurd where it's like a fucking Lil Yachty's first music video for Minnesota, or not Minnesota, where it's One Night, where it's just like, what the fuck is he doing in this? It's not like that, but it's absurd enough where it's just like,
it's
this
not
is good.
too serious. It's not too like goofy either. You know, it's it's the perfect balance of all of that.
Yeah, I like it a lot. That one's a good one.
Thank you.
Another one I want to talk about. I want to talk about you and Tiffany Young from Girls' Generation. She was a gigantic K-pop band. Fucking-gantic.
They actually just recently released a comeback album too.
Okay.
They made a comeback.
So you might have some more work in the future, is what you're saying?
I don't know, maybe. Who knows?
You might not. Yeah.
Who knows?
How did you sort of meet Tiffany Young? How was that? How was sort of that world? How did you like? You've taken photos, you've edited, you've direct, like you've done a lot for her.
Yeah, I've done a video for her. I've done like a little mini doc for her. I just documented her. You know, just documented a bunch of work. I mean, bunch of stuff while she was in the U.S. So the story about Tiff, let's see. So just to go even more back, so when I was learning how to, when I was just coming up doing the filming thing, one of my mentors, Dankum, he was a filmer and photographer for my big bros Far East movement.
Oh shit. Okay.
Yeah. So so he was doing all of their tour, and video stuff at the time, and then he basically one day was he was working on this really big project, editing, and he asked me one day out of the blue, he's like, hey, you want to go to Europe? And I was like, what? He's like yeah, I can't go because I'm working on this big ass project and I need somebody to go and tour document Far East movement. I was like,
wow, I'm
ready. Do you have a passport? No, I don't, but I will get that shit expedited right now. Fucking paid a couple $100, go get that shit, the next couple of days. And then I started to become their tour document guy, filming all their stuff, doing all their photos, and which led me to Tiffany because the Far East guys had started their own agency label called Transparent Arts.
Okay.
And then I think a couple years later, I'm doing my thing, they're doing their thing, and then Kev Nish, one of the guys from Far East, hit me up. He's like, hey, I got this new artist that we signed, and this is gonna be like a long project, and you know, I need somebody that I can trust, you know, that knows like the inner workings of, you know, how we do things. And yeah, he asked me like, hey, you want to film and do photos for Tiffany Young? I was like, all right, cool. Like, and at the time I didn't know who she was until like I actually did my research, and I was like, oh fuck, like Girls' Generation. Okay, shit. Like I'm working with an actual like
professional
K-pop like legend, you know, like she, I mean, they paved the way for fucking K-pop, like, you know. So yeah, I started doing a lot of, you know, documenting photos, videos, and yeah, that's kind of how it started. Yeah,
that's crazy.
Travel around the world, you know, got to travel around the world.
What was the when you went around with Far East Movement, what was your favorite place to go? Is there like a moment that stands out? You're just like, holy shit, like just sticks out in your mind. And then also
with Far East,
yeah.
I think the most memorable was definitely Vietnam.
Why specifically Vietnam? What was the energy there?
They were headlining a festival, so you know, I mean, A-list treatment, obviously. You know, limos, nice hotel, nice food, but also like just the people. They're just so nice. And like the food and culture out there, and man, the fucking weather, man. I cannot I cannot deal with like Asian tropical weather. And it was my first time, like, you know, going to another Asian country besides like Korea. So, and it was during the summer. And if any of you guys have been to like just the equator, like near the equator, like in the summer, you're literally hit, like as soon as you walk out the hotel or the airport, you're literally hit with a wall of wet hot air. I've never felt anything like it in my life before. Like, you know, everyone around us, you know, they're used to it, not sweating, like not barely sweating, and we're all over here fucking drenched. And I remember this one time, like I took a shower, you know, the hotel has AC, it's cool. As soon as the door opens, I started sweating, and I'm just like, damn, how could you live like this? But I guess, you know, you get used to it. Another cool thing was like I got to try real authentic pho, you know, like that was so good. I had northern and southern pho, which most people out here have northern pho, which is like the clearer broth, and then the southern pho is the one that's kind of less popular, but that one is like a little darker, richer broth. So good. What else? I got to meet Afrojack because he was
what the fuck?
Yeah, because he was co-headlining with Far East. He's fucking tall ass motherfucker.
I was gonna say, isn't that dude like 6'8" or some shit like that?
I didn't realize how tall he was, but yeah, super cool dude. But yeah, I mean, Vietnam was just awesome. Like, just it was dope. That was probably one of the most memorable trips I had with Far East.
What about Tiffany Young? When you travel with her, was there a moment that you just kind of just stands out with her?
It's like it was like with traveling with Far East, but the fandom is like 50 times more insane. I remember going to Thailand with her, and dude, the K-pop like fan community it's so it's bizarre and awesome in both ways. Like like, you know, I don't know if you know, but like for most people who don't know, but like when an artist comes to perform, they'll usually have like a welcome package where the writers, basically writers are people who go grab things for the artist, like food, water, like snacks, whatever. And so when we came to Thailand, they like, first of all, like there's just a sea of people at the airport. Like it's like an event. Like
God.
Yeah, it's pretty insane. Like the whole airport, the inside and the outside gets packed, and like they have to like rope off, like for us to just walk through to the airport. You know, it's pretty nuts. And yeah, it's, you know, just so much fans. And then like, you know, when we arrived there, you know, we're greeted by everyone, and you know, those big ass limos, whatever. And then like when we get to our hotel, they have like this welcome package for us too, and like literally the whole floor is for us, and they have like 24/7 security.
Whoa.
Yeah, just sitting in the hallway. And then like, you know, because we're also traveling with like, you know, the dancers, sound engineers, the, you know, lighting director. So it's a pretty big full team that travels with us. But yeah, and then when we get to the venue, oh my God, like so the leader, there's like a specific fan group that sets up, that brings in specialized snacks just for her. They bake the fucking cake with her little self on it. A little tiny claw machine game that you can grab her little dolls with. Oh my God, just so much snacks. It was like heaven for me. But you know, just the hospitality, and like and it's a trip too, because like they'll like a lot of the fans will notice me just because of association. Like I'm the ones taking pictures. Like they even started a fan club for me at the time. Yeah.
What?
Yeah, and I'm just like I'm just taking photos and filming, like
bro.
Yeah,
that's next level, man.
It becomes a whole thing. But I was just floored when I experienced that for the first time, you know.
What, like, how do you said you were floored, but like, are you the type who has like, because if you had anxiety and you were in one of those groups, that would be fucking terrifying.
Oh yeah,
man.
yeah,
like
definitely.
I don't have anxiety on that level. I have some of it, but like I can only imagine just being like a full-on anxiety, and then being in a K-pop, and then going to the airport, and then just having all these people around you, and just being like, I don't want to be here. Like,
oh yeah, I mean, definitely. I mean, like, every artist goes through that, no matter how big you are. And like, you know, I've talked to a lot of artists about that specific thing, like, you know, and how they deal with it. And you know, a lot of them have rituals. Okay. You know, these rituals that they do to like really becoming the superstar, you know. Like it's crazy how like a lot of these big artists work, and how they turn on the superstar, you know, and just become a whole different force, you know. Yeah.
Jeez. Always Dark said, Girls' Generation is the reason I got into K-pop years ago. When anime had a lot of J-pop intros, me and some of my friends were expanding our horizons. They were the first we found that did K-pop. Holy shit, okay.
Wow.
So they are like the godmothers of K-pop in some sort of way, if that's true. Holy shit. Oh,
yeah, definitely. I mean, they were like one of the first big super groups, you know, like before them, you know, obviously there was K-pop, and but not to the extent of how big they took it, you know. They took it worldwide. Yeah.
Why like, random question, if you know, if you don't know, I don't know if you might know, maybe like working with, you know, Tiffany Young a lot, maybe you know, why is there like 37 people in a K-pop group? I don't understand that. It feels like there's like so many people
they want to capture as many fans as they want. So
different personality.
Yeah, it's like, you know, if it's like the fewer there are, I guess the less fans they'll get, you know. Like there might be other fans that like a certain type of, you know, personality or look, so they try to diversify that, you know, so much into one group. Yeah,
fucking works.
Yeah, I mean, dude, K-pop is such a trip. It's like that shit goes deep. That shit goes down to the science. I mean, dude, it's fucking literally government funded, you know.
Most of those videos have billions of views. If you look on any place, like there's nothing under, like you don't see anything under like 100 million views for a lot of those groups. It's crazy.
Oh yeah,
like it's legitimately crazy. That makes sense though, how they want to like sort of tailor a personality to each one, so they can just be like, oh, I like this group because you like the entire group. Obviously, if you like that one personality, you're in for the entire group. Like you just have to.
Exactly.
That's fucking wild though.
Yeah.
And it's all government funded? Like K-pop is completely government funded?
I mean, if you look into the history of K-pop, like K-pop blew up because it was, you know, funded with so much government money, you know. Like they have specific government like funded like programs to train, develop these K-pop stars, you know.
Wow. So it's like when you go to different states, you get different tax incentives and breaks and stuff like that. It's like there will be you go to Georgia, you'll get a different tax break from California. You go to Vancouver, you'll get a different tax break from. So it's sort of like the government does work with the people in some sort of way, so they can get those. I imagine there's some sort of tax breaks or influence with a K-pop band in some sort of way. So
I would think so. Yeah, for sure. So, a lot of these labels are definitely getting some like big tax breaks from the government, you know,
kickbacks
like, I would
shit like that.
Yeah, definitely wouldn't be surprised if that was the case.
That's fucking crazy. It's so insane to me.
Yeah, no, it goes deep, dude. It goes fucking deep.
Moving on from that one, the one I want to talk about is Awkwafina and Margaret Cho. You have it on your website right now.
Yeah.
Dude, this one's fucking hilarious. It's called Green Tea. It's how did you even how did
that same story, you know, like it just kind of happened out of the blue. So the way me and Awkwafina met, so at the time, like before that, there was this you know, the Asian music community, it's very small, you know. And a lot of my friends were, you know, they knew about Awkwafina. Dumb was friends with Awkwafina. I mean, is friends with Awkwafina. So like a lot of my homies would be like, yo, check out Awkwafina, she's dope, this and that. And she was in this documentary called Bad Rap with Dumbfounded, Awkwafina, Rex Dizzy, and the other homie Rick, Lyrics. And you know, they were a, you know, that core group of friends, and I got introduced to her from them basically. And so yeah, and then we you know, we became friends, this and that. And then one day she was like in LA because she was doing some auditions and whatnot. She hit me up, she's like, hey, like I got this song with Margaret Cho. I was like, oh, okay, cool. But I'm leaving in I'm leaving in a day. Could you come and film this music video? Like, we're gonna do it at her house. I don't know what we're gonna do, but it'll just be like random. I was like, fuck it, let's do it. And yeah, and I got to meet Margaret Cho, you know, super funny. She's awesome. She's an OG too. She definitely paved the way for, you know, Asian Americans too. But yeah, after that, me and Nora became like really good friends. And I mean, shit, you know, and then she fucking took off. Now.
Yeah, it's good. I imagine this was shot before Shang-Chi.
Oh, this was way before. This was like, how long ago was this? Let me see. This went viral on Facebook too.
Oh shit. Okay.
Yeah, which was a trip. Maybe this was like 6-7 years ago, but yeah, it went viral on Facebook surprisingly enough, and then you know, it's such a trip when people like find out I did these videos. They're like,
that's you?
You're TonyKFilms? Like you did Duckworth, you did Aquafina, you did Dom. Like, yeah, that's me.
Just hanging out. They just asked me to. You're just
it's funny. A funny little side story. So I was fucking playing StarCraft the other day, and these two dudes were just talking like, oh, what's your favorite fast food? And one of them was like, oh, In-N-Out. And I was like, oh, dope. I love In-N-Out. You know, LA is the best food, this and that. And they're like, oh, where are you from? Like, one of them's like Orange County. And I'm like, oh, LA. And then he's like, do you know Dumbfounded? And I was like, yeah, I'm homies with them. Like, I shot this video for him. He's like, oh, no way. Like, and he's like, you're TonyKFilms? Because my name on StarCraft is TK5. And he was tripping out. He's like, oh my God, this is such a trip. And I was like, dude, the only fucking people playing StarCraft right now is middle-aged fucking Asian American Koreans. Like, of course I ran into somebody who knows about Dumbfounded and knows about making the videos I made. It's such a
that has to be an awesome feeling though.
It's so trippy because there's only like fucking 20 people playing that game, you know, literally. And
that's so cool
like,
though.
More than half of them has definitely heard of Dumbfounded, you know.
Yeah, that's so fucking cool though. And also, yeah, Dumbfounded as well. Like I hadn't heard of him before, and then I started watching his music videos, the things you shot, and I was like, damn, this guy's got some fucking talent. Like this guy knows what he's doing, man. How did you guys sort of meet and sort of become friends and start shooting? Like his Harambe video is hilarious.
Oh, thank you. Shout outs to my homies Tony, Diamond, and Hunter. They played the gorillas in the video, and it was fucking hot that day. I remember.
Yeah, it looks like it's summer.
Yeah. But the way I met Dom, I met Dom when I was in high school.
Shit.
Yeah. So like I've known him for well over 2 decades now. Oh, wow, that's fucking crazy to say. Almost 2 decades. So yeah, as I mentioned before, my homie Furris, who was rapping at the time, me and him were hanging out in the valley, and he was like, hey, like every weekend we do this open mic session where we have, you know, like rappers and DJs come and do freestyles and whatnot. And we need a DJ because like we're just fucking playing off our CD players, you know. And I was like, all right, cool, like I'm down. Like I want to like DJ for people. Like that's how I started, you know. So I went, and that's how I met Dom, because that was when he was first starting to rap. And it's crazy because I still have his first released song somewhere in one of my hard drives somewhere. Yeah, I gotta find that. But,
damn.
Yeah. That's how I met them, and yeah, such a trip. Yeah.
That's so cool. It's you just have that like right place, right time. You're like that. You're that person, which is perfect. That's so dope. Like you're a right place, right time person. You know someone, you meet people. You have an open mind to do things, which makes it easy to do that type of stuff, which is perfect. Like it's crazy to see. Like I'm telling you, like you're gonna be one of those people, man. I swear to God. Like with the stuff you've done now, you're only going to project further into this. I swear to God. Like I 100% know it. I 100% know.
I really deeply appreciate that. It's
fully
yeah, man, it's been a long journey, you know, and yeah, I look forward to, you know, whatever life brings next. But yeah, I mean, like, dude, right place at the right time, that I'm a big firm believer of that, you know. Like seeing those opportunities, right? Because it takes skill to see those opportunities, because a lot of times people will miss opportunities because like they just can't see that sometimes, you know.
Yeah. Going off of all the people you've worked with, is there someone in your mind that you really would like to work with that you haven't worked with, that you're just like, damn, it'd be dope to like shoot a video for them, or shoot a TV series for them, or shoot like a film with them, or like work with them musically? Is there someone in your mind you're like, shit?
Musically?
Anything really. Anything really. Content creation, you want to do a music video, you want to do a TV series, is there someone out there that you're just like, damn, it'd be dope to work with them?
You know who I'm very interested, you know, lately, for the past like year or two, like I've been really like deep into like kind of politics.
Okay. Yeah.
Just kind of learning how the world works, how our government works and whatnot. But that kind of I started becoming really interested in all that stuff. But someone who I would love to work with is Andrew Callahan from Channel 5.
Oh,
super interesting guy. And I love the way he does his videos, because it's just like, I don't give a fuck. Like it's like, it's low production, which I'm a big fan of, like scuffed shit, you know, like it connects with people more, you know. Yep. But him, I would love to work with. Let's see, like I mean, musically, you know what? Honestly, musically, lately, I haven't been inspired by a lot of these artists. It just kind of sounds the same to me.
Yeah, it's okay. Like that's you're a creative person. You go through phases. Like if you're a creative person, there's never like someone who just hits all the time. Like
yeah,
that's just the way it is. So
Nathan Fielder.
Yes.
Dude, I would love to work with him. Like,
dude.
Who else? Like, I would love to work with Hassan. He's dope. Like, who else? Will Neff. Like, I've met Will Neff. He's like super cool. He's
Will's
super
hilarious.
Funny. Yeah, he's super cool. Who else? Oh damn. You know, fuck, what's his name? There's this fucking baker on TikTok. He makes the most extravagant fucking shit ever. Damn, I can't remember his name, but he makes like such insane hyper realistic desserts. I don't know if you've seen it, but I'm sure somebody in chat knows who I'm talking about. The chocolate dude, the fucking chocolate dude. No, that's not his name, but fuck, I forgot his name. But
Amory Gouchon.
Yeah.
Oh, I've seen this dude on TikTok before. I've seen. There's a guy who, like, for some reason it pops in my algorithm. He reacts to all his shit,
dude.
It's ridiculous.
His
I'll bring
shit
up a video of
is
it.
fucking nuts. I would love to do some kind of like high quality video with him.
Yeah, his I kind of brought him up on the.
Yeah, I said, oh yeah, oh dude, he's nutty, dude.
Yeah, just the amount of, like, I'll skip to the kind of the end. Just the amount of detail that's put into that. Look at that fucking dragon.
That is, yeah, the level of detail.
Stupid.
And then you look at the cake I made. I was like, yeah, I could do that. Yeah.
Hey man, that was the first time you attempted it though, so like I wouldn't be that down on yourself for that was being your first attempt and all, but it's fucking wild. Like, look at that dragon, man.
It's that shit is nuts, dude.
Ridiculous. I can see why he's popular on like short form platforms.
But dude, I mean, who I'd like to work with?
Is that sort of your comedy style, going back into Nathan Fielder? Is that sort of what the comedy that you like is, kind of sort of that like off the cuff humor?
Yeah, that kind of humor where you can't tell if it's real or not. You know what I'm talking about? Like
yeah.
And who else is like that? Fucking what's his face? That British dude. My money don't jiggle jiggle.
Oh, oh God, I don't know his name either, but I know exactly who you're talking about.
Louis Theroux.
Thoreau.
Yeah, he's dope. Like, I fuck with him. Like, yeah.
A lot of British comedians are like that. Like Ricky Gervais is like that sometimes. I don't know if you've ever seen. It was called Extras. It was a series in the UK. It was like 1 or 2 seasons long. It was literally about like two best friends who were actors, but they were just extras in movies and stuff like that. And it's just very off the cuff British humor, straight, dry shit like that. But Nathan Fielder would be a hell of a person to work with. That would be confusing in some sort of way.
Right? Do like some kind of random ass music video for him or some shit.
Oh, dude, that'd be so good. My friend told me about him like a year or so ago, and I never watched Nathan For You on Comedy Central ever. It's good. I started watching it. I binged it, and I was like, "Holy fuck! This guy is actually the goat of just straight-faced, no breaking character comedy."
Yeah, exactly. And he never breaks character. And the crazy thing is, like, he keeps playing that character even off screen. Where like, if you like look through his Instagram, like, he still plays that character. You know, like I'm like, damn, who's the real Nathan? You know, like, what's he like?
That's probably just him. He just no one believes it though.
Yeah, exactly.
But sort of like Aubrey Plaza. I think she's really good at like just the
Aubrey Plaza's dope too. She's funny as fuck. Yeah.
Just the weird shit she does. Just the stone faced weird. I'm just like I love that type of shit too.
Yeah, I think dude. Like, also like kind of going back to comedy. Like I feel like the type of comedy I like, or the things that make me laugh, it's so broken now. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, especially like Gen Z humor.
Oh.
Because like I'll try to show it to other people, and then they just don't get it, or they just be like, oh, okay, this is kind of stupid. I'm like, fuck. Like, I look huh?
Sorry, what's an example?
Just like those, man, like, you know that fucking the snoring guy,
yeah.
Like, that shit makes me laugh so much. Like, there's a new trend that where people will be like, oh, like you've never heard this sound before. It just puts me on the floor, and then when I show it to other people, they're just like, oh, okay, that's funny. And I'm like, damn, is my humor that broken now? Like,
I think it's good though that you have that type of humor, because like most people would take their humor from, like, you're a millennial, right? Like that's
yeah.
Most people would take that and go, this is my humor, let's go on with that, and then that's all they would care about. I think people who truly are open-minded will go into another like Generation Z's humor and like that or enjoy that or discover that and kind of take that into. It's not that it's not funny. You're just around people who are like, they're set in their comedy genre ways and they don't want to open up or expand to new things.
For sure.
So I also find that sometimes, like, I'm friends with a lot of people who are younger in their early and mid 20s.
I think people like who are in our industry, like who are very like, you know, like media connected, social media connected, like will get those kind of humor, you know?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, it's like most people, like you were saying in the very beginning, you're talking about Young Skirt. Most people would not get Young Skirt's shit. Like, most people would be like, oh, this is weird. Why do you like this? I'm like, no, this is fucking genius.
Yeah.
Like, you don't understand. Like, dude, this is good.
His shit is so dope. Yeah.
It's like, this is funny. Like, he knows what he's doing. You just don't understand it, or that person just does not understand it because they've moved on and they don't want to learn. They don't want to learn that way. So
exactly.
I equate it to, you want to learn something new and you want to sort of be a part of new things. You have to, as a person entertaining, you have to do that, like, or you're going to be left behind.
Especially as like, you know, content creators, like you have to be kind of like up to date on certain things, you know? Yeah, very much so. So definitely. I wouldn't say it's at all like that's that type of thing. I'd say it's definitely your humor is just advanced, Tony. They just don't get me, man.
They just don't get you, man. It's just one of those things, man. They just don't understand. Maybe someday they'll get it, but I don't know, man. Like, you know, while we're talking about content creation, what do you like most about it? What do you dislike most about content creation and just entertainment in general? We can talk about that as well, because obviously you're a big part of that, about that.
I think my favorite part of just creating is definitely like collaborating and ideating. I think that's where my strength lies, is just thinking the creative and collaborating, because like all those music videos I do, like that you've seen and I do, is like they're all very collaborative projects. And I'm not the type of director that'll be like, oh no, it has to go my way. It's my vision and it has to go my way, you know? Which, you know, to some extent, like, you know, some people are great at doing that. But for me, like, I'm more in the camp of like working together and seeing what the artist's vision is and try to add my own flavor to that. And you know, because a lot of times you know, artists want to be their own directors too, and you know, I like to give them that I guess that power of wanting to create their own shit, but also like I'm there to create with you. Yeah. They're making the soup, you're throwing in like the chicken and the vegetables and shit like that. Like they're starting out with the broth, but you're like, hey, let me throw some chicken, let me throw some vegetables, let me throw some carrots in there, let me do some in there. Let me throw some herbs and spices in there. Let me you know, fuck shit up. Let me help you like make that soup better. Like, you have the soup, you clearly have that shit, but let's eat that shit, man. Let's, you know. And then a lot of times, you know, when they see the final product, they'll be like, oh my god, this is exactly how I wanted it, or like, or even better than I expected, you know? Which is a great feeling, you know? And then like things I don't like is probably the production part of it, the planning, you know. I'm like I said, I'm like I have severe ADHD to the point where like my executive function, like it's very like like it's so hard for me to like do things sometimes. It's debilitating. It's actually debilitating too. And I wish a lot of people would understand that, just in general, that it could there's a lot of people that are affected by that, and it's not like laziness or like procrastination is a part of it, but it's not what people think it is. Like, it's not me being lazy, it's like it's just something that's hard to do. Yeah.
I understand that part of it. That's why I'm really into like TikTok, because TikTok, you create something, you think about it for a little bit, right? Like you think of something, you do something, and then you shoot it. Like, it's not one of those things where you have to pre-production for like a fucking year. You don't have to do that. Like,
there's still a lot of planning to go into that, but it isn't like such a deep thing like doing a whole production. Yeah, no, totally.
Yeah, entire productions are just like, logistics are out the ass, and it's mind numbing. Like you're saying, it's debilitating and it's mind numbing, where you're like, is this, like, you start to think, is it worth it to do it? Like, should I do it? I understand why people in the entertainment industry take so long to do things.
Yeah.
It's hard.
And it's also like, just, you know, a lot of times it's being overworked, or, you know, the fear of being replaced, you know. I definitely have that fear of like, oh, you know, like, I'm getting older, people, you know, I'm getting washed up, you know, there's all these younger talents that are just learning so much more and faster, better, you know. But yeah, it's something that I struggle with, and I'm sure a lot of other people struggle with. But you know, that's why I'm trying to really learn about this stuff, like mental awareness, mental health, ADHD. But yeah,
I mean, the nice thing about the entertainment too, I mean, it's nice / weird at the same time, is it's the people you know too. Like literally, like your hat says, homies helping homies. Like, literally, like, that's a very true statement, where you could be 100 years old, man, and then if someone knows you, or someone wants or thinks like they like your style of shit, they'll help you. Doesn't matter.
Yeah. And that's like a big cliche trope I always advocate. Like, it's so cliche. Like, I always tell people, like, when they ask me for advice, like, hey, Tony, like, is there an advice you can give me? I'm like, dude, it's in this industry, like, it's not what you know, it's like who you know. And I mean, you still have to know something and like offer value, but at the end of the day, like, if you know the right people and you're there at the right time, you know, right place, right time, so much amazing opportunities will pop up for you. And like I said, it takes skill to see those opportunities, you know. It's a very funny thing how that comes to fruition, of just knowing that person and getting to know them, and I don't know, it's just a weird fucking thing. I can't really describe it. It's such an odd thing of being in that right place and right time. I can't explain it. It's just it's insanely hard to explain. But that was actually my next question, was a piece of advice to offer someone. So you already answered that. Yeah. And like, another thing would be like nurturing those relationships. You know, like for me, like I'm the type of person who just likes to give too sometimes. Like if I'm in a giving mood, like I just love to just help people out, and it goes a long way, because like that'll stick in some people's mind for a very long time, and then when something comes up for them, they'll be like, oh, you know what, like, Tony helped me out this time, and I'm gonna help him out. So like it's such a I don't want to say it's like such a transactional thing, but like in this industry, like You gotta play the game.
But there's like an understand transactional thing. Like there's some people who get it completely twisted and they don't think it's transactional, and there's other people who know it's completely transactional, and that's fine.
Yeah.
But there's some people who don't understand that and get their feelings really, really hurt because they don't understand it's transactional in some sort of way, and people think like they're best friends with somebody or some shit like that, or they are friends and they're business partner. It's just like a weird thing. I'm sure you've come across this thousands of fucking times with people.
I mean, yeah, totally going through it right now, you know?
Yeah. So.
And yeah, and you know, like I know people always say like, oh, LA's so fake, you know, like, you know, people backstab you, this and that. Yeah, it happens. And I hate saying this, but yeah, it's the nature of the game. And but also like you really have to pick and choose the people you're around with, you know?
Yeah.
And keep an arm's distance, or you know, keep them really close, you know, your enemies like close to you. But because you can still be a nice person and do nice things and still make it in the industry. You know, it just takes a lot of work. It takes a lot of mental gymnastics. It takes a lot of like politicking, but
it's weird because like over time, you know, those people who are being just complete scumbags though, who don't have any regard for anyone, will eventually phase the fuck out, and that it will happen. Like it's just they'll either leave, they won't try it anymore, someone will fade. It happens. Like it eventually reveals itself. It's not one of those things that hides forever and then they get away with it forever. Like it eventually reveals itself. It's like it's a true thing.
Yeah, definitely. I mean, karmic justice, right?
Yeah, but I think you mentioned before, one of the things I find the most difficult is maintaining relationships, because like you have so many relationships with people and it's like, hey, do you want to get food? Do you want to do this? It's like, dude, I just want to hang out at home. Do you want to like talk on Discord? Like, like that's fine.
Yeah.
But it's just like, it's so hard when you have so many people you know to be like, spend time with this one, this one, this one, this one. And it's like what you're saying, keeping people close. Like there's a core group of friends you have, and then there's people that you talk with that's have that transactional thing. And then it's just like, it's such a weird balance of, you know, your job, your friends, your personal life, your business life. It's just like, it's shitty in a way.
Yeah, it's man, it is such a very hard balance to maintain, but you know, we dove into this.
Yeah, there's no turning back. Obviously, you and I can't fucking turn back. It's not like one of those things where you're gonna be like, I gotta leave. I mean, you can leave, but like it's very hard to leave this type of industry when you're in it.
Oh yeah, no. The funny that you say that, because my mentor Dankum, he did leave the industry. Like he got burnt out from it, and he just fucking sells crystals with his wife.
Nice.
He went full hippie and just like, yo, I'm chilling now and I'm just selling crystals, you know. Like I'm like, oh, that's fucking tight, you know. That must be the life.
Yeah. Did he move out? Like, did he leave LA completely?
Yeah, he moved to Vegas too, you know.
Okay, yeah, no, like that's feasible. You can do stuff like that if you go to a completely different place, right? Like it's just one of those things.
Sometimes I think about that shit too, you know.
Oh,
like,
same.
I'm just like, what would it be like if Tony just quit everything and just got like a 9-to-5? You know, like
how many times have you? Because it's been like 10 plus, maybe 20 plus for me, where you just like randomly just started crying because you're like, fucking hate LA,
dude. I mean, it's happened to all of us. It's happened to all of us. Yeah.
Yeah, and you're from LA. I'm from Palm Springs. Like I'm a Californian. I get it, and I am still like, it's such a different world in LA. If you go like 30, 40 miles outside, it's like a different world completely. You're just like, what is this LA shit where there's like this force field around us? It's so weird.
It's so crazy, and you know, I wonder about when that day will come when LA isn't the place anymore, you know. It's not the hub anymore. It's just another city, you know. Like It's gonna happen. I feel like it's gonna happen. Like it might not happen in our lifetime, but I think it's gonna happen.
I feel like for that to happen, it has to be a nuclear bomb would have to be dropped on the city.
Something huge, right? Like a fucking tsunami.
Some shit like that. It would definitely have to be one of those situations.
Maybe during the water wars. Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
Oh my god, dude. Oh.
That would actually make a lot of sense.
Don't get me started on water and like, just like how California water. Dude, have you seen this documentary called like California Heist or some shit?
No, I haven't seen it.
Oh my god, it's called Water and Power: A California Heist. You need to watch this. For anyone who lives in California, needs to watch this shit. It is a must watch. It is basically about how our water system is busted. How busted our water system is.
Oh, that's just gonna depress me, Tony. Like, what the fuck, dude?
But you know what? Like, dude, after watching that, like, I'm very cognizant of all the water that I use. And it's so fucked, man. Well, it's so fucked.
All right, getting on the subject. Well, fuck, we've already done it. Dude, there's also so many things like when they tell you to turn your water off at a certain time. I'm like, dude, literally just tell McDonald's to stop making burgers because it takes 500 fucking gallons of water to make one burger from the cow all the way to the table. I'm like, and you're telling me not to shower for 5 minutes? I'm like, are you fucking kidding me? Like, are you actually kidding me?
Exactly. Fucking stop drinking water. Just die so capitalists can make money.
It's bullshit. I'm just like, are you actually kidding me? Are you joking with me where you're telling me to stop drinking water or only take a shower for a minute and a half a day when you're sitting out here and you have an entire fucking garden that's like 6 miles long and you're watering all that.
Drink less water, spend more money. Yeah, that's exactly what and just keep paying rent, you know?
Absolutely fuck off. I hate that shit. I hate it.
I mean, that's like also like that's the price of living here, you know?
I know, it's so fucked. It's so fucked.
It's a toxic relationship, you know?
It really is, man. It's just like you just keep going into it and you're just like, damn. But the pussy's too good, man. I can't stop, homie. It's just like I just want to keep going. But she mentally fucks with me. But damn, it's so good though.
I know, right?
I hate it.
What's up, Japandi?
Yeah, Japandi was streaming earlier with Greece. It's great.
Oh, man, yeah, man. It like you need to watch that documentary though. It's so like insane. Like how small of a group of people that control our water.
Okay, it's that one. I linked you just so I'd be okay.
That's that
great.
one. Yep.
Okay, great. I'll watch that because I love documentary. I'll watch it, dude. When someone recommends me a movie, it takes me like a while to watch it. When someone recommends me a documentary, I watch that shit in a night. It's crazy.
This is one of like I never advocate for a documentary as much as this one. Like this is the one.
Okay. Yeah, damn, I'm excited then because I love documentary. I fuck with documentaries hard. I wish I could do documentaries, but I'm just like I don't have the attention span.
Oh yeah, that's like something like I would love to do. I mean, I've made like mini docs, but I like one like big goal of mine is to make like a full feature documentary that's like life changing. You know, like
that'd be awesome.
Food Inc. or like something like this, like something like crazy revealing. You know.
Yeah, like a exit through the gift shop with Banksy, or
that was fucking insane too.
Enron guys, or one of my favorite ones of all time is it actually made me lose a whole bunch of weight was Super Size Me, when the guy he eats McDonald's for 30 days.
I remember that too. Yeah,
it's my favorite one of all time because I'm just this is
such
insane.
A great experiment, to document
so gross
that.
Too.
It's so gross,
so gross. It's just
man.
That would be cool to see you do a doc. I want to ask a couple questions from my Discord. If you'd like to ask Tony a question, !Q, and you can ask him. The one I have from a Discord right now, though, Mashstars asks, do you see the increase in use of drone cams in recent media as something that is because of new technology adoption and is just a trend? Or do you think it's a tool that will be a commonplace in the future due to the benefits it's created. So will drones be here? Pretty much.
Drones are here to stay, and you know it's funny. That Duckworth video that you watch. That wasn't directed by me. That was just I just DP'd that, but yeah, that was one of the most hardest things ever because I wasn't in a moving car. I was literally down at the end of the block and flying backwards, which you were like super hard to do.
You were running and walking back and forth during that. You weren't like flying the drone.
No. We weren't in a car. I was like either running or I was just at the end of the block, like making sure I wasn't hitting anything. And that was the time when drones didn't have like the active like collision control bullshit. Like it didn't have any of that. But yeah, to answer the question, drones are here to stay. They're getting cheaper. They're getting better. They're getting faster. They're getting safer. Yeah, I mean, there's if you ever watch these videos of like behind the scenes stuff, like of how certain shots are done, man, there's some insane shots that are done with the drone. And like there's this one like sequence of a shot where like it gets like the city view and then drops down into town, and then it like follows like a person in the car. So like the behind the scenes of that is like the drone comes and then the camera operator literally grabs the flying drone and starts filming. Like there's crazy shit.
Oh God, I love hearing about the behind the scenes shit on this type of stuff, because you're like, no one ever gets to like, unless it's like you and I, or if you're in the entertainment industry, you do not think about that shit ever. You don't. You think about what's happening and what's going on and if it's good or bad. That is your brain when you're watching a movie or you're watching a film.
And let me tell you, that shit fucked up my movie viewing experience and like TV viewing experience, because I'm always thinking about, how did they shoot this? How much did they spend on this? Like I wonder how many take just thinking of all that. Like the only time where like I get really immersed is like if I watch like a Marvel movie.
Really?
Yeah, because I fucking love like comic books and Marvel, like so like that's the only time where I'm just like turn off my brain and just watch.
Dude, like we're doing, so on my stream a couple weeks ago I brought up Fast and the Furious 1, and I fucking love Fast and Furious 1.
I fucking love Fast and Furious.
Dude, I'm literally one of those people who I'm like, I said this, I was like, I wish I was like 22 to 25 in that age range when that movie came out. I wish I was in LA and I wish I was like street racing, because that first movie feels so fucking good. Like I don't know what it's campy, it's a little ridiculous, but it feels like you want to. It's like so fucking parasocial. It's like you want to be there.
It literally happened to my friend group. Like when we watched that, because at the time that's when like we were all into like JDM cars and whatnot. So we're just out fucking boning out on empty streets.
Yes.
Oh my god.
Dude,
there's some crazy stories. Yeah. Ran from a cop once. Oh my god.
Oh no.
Yeah.
Oh dude, but like, it feels so good, and that type of, I don't even know what we were fucking talking about. I just got hyped on Fast and Furious.
Drones. We were talking about drones.
We're talking about drones, but we were talking about so we're watching all the Fast and Furious movies in my Discord, and every time
that's awesome. Yeah,
I was just like, fuck it, we're gonna watch all of them, everyone until every release one we're gonna watch. And I'm sitting in Discord and I'm like, I wonder how much this costs for this stunt. I wonder how much this costs for this. I wonder how much this costs for that. That's all I would look for, is like, I wonder what costs this. I wonder how they did this. I wouldn't watch the fucking movie, Tony. I would just keep asking questions. My mind would just go, hey, I wonder what The Rock's contract was on this. Hey, I wonder if he had a contract with Under Armour, because you see Under Armour every 2 fucking seconds.
Yeah.
When he,
they definitely paid for that spot.
Of course, but like I don't just enjoy the movie. I'm not just like, this is cool. I'm just like, I wonder what this is. I wonder what this is. Like, I feel you on such
and then
a.
It's like, like they probably have one take of this,
Yeah,
they're smashing cars,
you're like, that costs like 20 million. You're like, that
imagine the pressure on like the production, like for stuff like that. Oh my god,
absolutely just insanity on that one. I would not want, like, there was a time, I don't know, like if you, I know you sort of went through the whole process of the whole entertainment industry. Was there a time where you're like, I don't want to do this, I don't want to do that? Because that happened with me when I was in college. I wanted to be a video editor, I wanted to be a director, and then I was like, I can't do this. This is like 16 hours on a set. I am not built for this. So I went into like the corporate world of like marketing and distribution and financial and all that stuff. Like,
definitely.
Was there sort of
I've definitely had those moments like throughout the career, like just you know, especially during the early days where like I wasn't getting paid shit. Like I'm like, fuck man, like I'm just doing all this work, you know, I'm not getting paid. Like I'm like you know, like barely can make rent. You know, like I'm fucking starving, you know, like man, where is it gonna take me? And you know, but luckily I had a good, you know, like I was surrounded by creatives, you know, and I think that helped me a lot. Like, cause when you're around other creatives that are just as hungry, like it you know, I mean, that's another cliche thing. Like you are who you hang out with, you know?
Yeah.
So definitely that helped me push through. Yeah.
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 Going off of that, you are who you kind of hang out with. What do you like value most in a friendship or a relationship? What is like the most important thing to you when you're sort of wanting to be friends with someone or you're looking to be friends with somebody? Like, what is like a critical thing where you're like, this person has to have this, or I don't really want to be around them? I know that sounds harsh, but like that's just the reality of how it is. So
I think my biggest the biggest thing I look for in a friendship is definitely I mean it's trustworthiness, you know?
Yeah.
I mean, like above all things, trustworthiness and like reliability is definitely, you know, the biggest thing. Especially like in a place like LA, you know?
Yeah.
Because like I've definitely had times where I was like in a pinch and people came through for me, and like, I mean, shit, man, like the biggest one would probably be oh shit, did you get a raid?
Japandi, yeah, thank you for the raid. I wanna guys, follow fucking TonyKFilms. I'm linking him right now. Seriously, follow Tony K.
Japandi. I love Japandi, man. He such a fucking dope, cool guy to hang out with.
We met through Japandi.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, exactly. This wouldn't have happened if it wasn't for him.
Yeah, thank you, Japandi. Though I really do appreciate that. Please follow Tony though. Please, like the interview is for Tony. Follow Tony.
Thank you guys.
Follow his shit, man. Like follow his website.
Each other.
That's cool, but I like highlighting people more. Like if I get something, I'd rather have someone like. This is your interview. Like I'd rather have people follow you. Like this is your interview. So
appreciate it.
Thank you though, Japandi. I appreciate it.
Yeah. So one story about like just one of my friends coming through for me was so I was on tour with Tiffany, right? And it was a US tour. So in my mind, I'm like, oh, okay, like I don't need my passport. We're going, like, there was a date in Canada. So like on our while we're traveling to Toronto. Wait, which one's closer to Cali? Is it Vancouver?
Vancouver is closer to Cali. Yeah.
So we had a stop in Oregon, and you know our tour manager is like, all right, so we're gonna, you know, so get ready. We're gonna go into Canada. They're gonna, you know, they're probably gonna do the bus check and you know, check everyone's passport. My heart fucking dropped, dude. I was like, oh fuck, that is right. Canada is another fucking country. It's America's fucking hat that we totally forget about. That it like we need. Like they're a whole completely different people, right?
Yeah.
And yeah, I was fucking tripping the fuck out. I was like, how am I gonna get my passport to me the next day?
Where was your where was your passport in all this? Like
it was at home. It was at home.
Oh shit.
It was at home. So I was like thinking, oh my god, I need to call my roommate and like either next day air it to me and this and that. And so I call all these shipping places, and they're like, oh no, we like it's gonna take at least 2 days, like
yeah.
And so I asked my old roommate Daniel, like he's like my best friend from middle school, like dude, I asked him like, are you doing anything? Like he's like, nah, like I'm off these next couple of days. Can you come fly here and drop off my passport?
Bro,
yeah, I'm down. All right, I'll come through for you. He fucking went over to my house, got my passport, got on the fucking plane literally that same day.
No
brought
shit.
Me the fucking passport. Oh my god. I'll tell you, like, I'm like, dude, I'll suck your dick. Like, just like whatever you want. Like, you let me know. Like, I will do anything for you.
Oh my
like,
god.
Dude, don't even worry about it. It's like,
he's cool.
He fucking got me my passport and yeah, man.
Dude.
Another crazy story that happened on the way there out the border. But dude, yeah.
Bro, next time you need a passport, hit me up. Got you, base. That's okay. You ever hear the thing of, and when you're in LA and people are like, oh man, like someone's a best friend if they'll pick you up from the LAX airport at like peak traffic or whatever.
Nah,
dude.
Nah. Friend that'll fucking fly and give you your passport. Yeah, that's a friend. That's
next level, man. Like
picking
that
up
is
from an airport. Nah,
level.
Whatever. I'll Uber. I'll walk over to the hotel. It's 5 minutes.
That is next level, man. Yeah, sure. I'll fly to fucking, what was it, Portland, Oregon?
No, it was like a boony ass city. In Oregon, like with like the smallest fucking airport. Like,
oh, that's even nicer because it probably cost him like way more.
Oh, dude, like,
that's crazy.
Yeah, and the flight couldn't have been a better time too, because like it's one of those like local small airports, so that they don't get as many flights in.
Mm-hmm.
Oh my god, like yeah.
What's another crazy story? You're gonna talk about another crazy story.
So on the way to Canada, so like so you have to cross the border and they check your the tour bus, right? So we're outside, we're waiting inside the office, the border office, and it's taking a while, right?
Yeah.
And then one of the border patrols comes out. He's like, all right, we got a problem here.
Oh no.
And there's this lockbox we want to open. And whose lockbox is it? No one answers. He's like, all right, well, we're gonna have to like X-ray it. We're gonna have to see it. There's a fucking gun inside.
Oh my god.
Yeah. And then all right, we're gonna have to hold up everybody until we figure this out. And so it ended up being the tour bus driver, because a lot of times tour bus drivers there's a lot of robberies because there's a lot of expensive gear on the tour bus. So I think he didn't say anything because I think that was his first time encountering that, but he had all his papers, like it was legal.
Nice.
Yeah.
Nice.
So like it took a couple hours, but like, man, tour manager was like freaking out. I was like, oh my God, like we need to like fly out another tour driver here, or like get another bus out here to the border or something. But yeah, it ended up working out, but it was a trip.
That was like I think it was a rapper not too long ago. Maybe it was Young Thug. I don't know who it was, but that happened to him where it might have been I saw a clip of like it might have been Young Thug or Waka Flocka or someone where they didn't know their tour manager had a gun on them.
Oh yeah,
and
for sure.
The guy was about to get really, really in trouble. Like the rapper was about to get in trouble because he's like responsible. Like that's his tour bus. Yeah. And then no one would admit to it. And then finally the person admitted to it, and they arrested the driver. Like they actually arrested the driver. I can't remember who exactly it was, but it was Young Thug or Waka, I want to say. Now the Young Thug's in fucking jail. But
free Thugga.
Seriously, Jesus Christ. But damn, that's crazy though.
Yeah.
What was like your first reaction to finding out that there was a gun inside of it?
Honestly, I was just surprised. I was like, huh? Who? Like, why? We're with a K-pop act, not like it's not even a rapper on this bus. You know, like
this K-pop group has no beef with anybody. What the fuck is going on?
Like, I mean, but K-pop fans can be fucking scary and dangerous too. So yeah, I mean, yeah. So I guess it does make sense.
Gun level though, I guess you feel like you could just like swat them away. Like stop it.
Oh, dude, there's some deranged fucking K-pop fans out there. I'll tell you that. Yeah.
That's a scary experience that I hope to never be a part of.
Yeah, no, it was such a trip. Like what a insane like 48 hours for me, you know, like yeah.
Okay, Google said this happened to both Lil Wayne in 2008 and I remember it happening to Lil Wayne, where his tour driver had a gun, but I didn't know that happened to 2 Chainz in 2013.
Oh, I mean, I'm sure it happens to so many rappers. Yeah.
Yeah. It's the thing about that is just have papers and like you're fine. Have papers and you're fine. You might get stopped for a couple hours, but
be legit, dude.
Yeah, just like you should be legit. Like you shouldn't have an illegal gun if you're like just buy that shit at that point. Like I guess a lot like might have like issues though with that if they have past felonies and shit. So I guess that maybe that's an issue. But you're gonna go to jail like Young Thug. What are you doing? Like
I know, right?
Fuck. Always Dark in my Discord asks, are there any music videos where you thought to yourself, this song would shine more if I directed it with a totally other setting? Like any music video out there that you're like, damn, I wish I could direct this because it would do so much better under me.
Oh,
or maybe something that you're just like, oh shit, I would love to like flip this.
Let's see, what would be a you know, I haven't done music videos in quite a while, so like I haven't had that thought. But maybe a music video that I would have loved to redo. Hold on, let me because a lot of times I'll save songs. But let me look real quick.
I'm one of those people where if someone's like, hey Zach, what are your top 5 favorite artists? Like I have it before they ask me the question, but then someone asks me the question and I forget everything. I'm like, I don't know or remember. And then I have to look at like my iTunes or some shit like that, and I'm like, oh yeah, that artist, this artist. So
you know, okay. This is probably like very general, but I would have loved to redo a lot of like Riff Raff's videos. Because I love Riff Raff. Like he's like one of my favorite artists. But like a lot of his early videos are like just straight like rapping. But I would have loved to do like very comedic stuff with them.
I think that would work. Just like based off of seeing your Andy Milonakis video.
Oh, like I would have made it even more comedic. Just yeah, but that's probably an artist I would have redo some videos for.
Riff Raff would be a hell of a person to work with too.
Yeah, because his lyrics are so like it's so descriptive of like things that he's talking about that I would have done it like literally like to the T of like what he's describing, you know? Like, you know, I could have played for the Dallas Mavericks, you know, and like but they found fucking cocaine in my jacket. Like I would have like loved to just like make that scene, you know?
Yeah, like a literal sense of that, where there's like he's like looking at his shit and he's like looking down in his eyes, and then he's like he's trying to get on the team of Dallas, and you're just like he's just like, oh fuck, and he's like, oh no, one of those. That would be dope. He has such a weird style too. Like all his album names, like I can't think of any album names right now, but like it's like Gucci, Alligator, Toe Sock, some shit like that. Yeah, it's like he has the wildest names where you're just like, it's such a, oh god, he's such a memorable person.
He is, and he's actually like that in person because I met him a couple times. And I remember this one time I ran into him at the gym I used to go to, because at the time there was a lot of like content creators and rappers that lived in this part of in this part of the valley. But I would run into him at the gym, and then one day he was playing basketball, and I was like, oh, Riff Raff, what's up? Like, you know, like I love your shit. He's like, oh, what's up? And he's like, can you do a Vine for me? I was like, all right, cool. And then like I did like 2 Vines for him where he's just like kind of playing basketball, and it was just a funny interaction.
Nice.
Yeah.
I know what you mean. It's kind of crazy, like when you live in the valley. Like I lived in the Studio City, North Hollywood area at one point, and it's crazy. Like I used to go to the gym in Studio City, and it was like right on the, I can't remember, it was like right on Vineland or some shit like that. I can't remember what it was called.
Yeah.
There used to be an LA Fitness there, and I would go to it all the time, and they closed it down. But I constantly see like David Dobrik's friends and shit in that gym.
Oh yeah.
And I'd be like, is that fucking Scotty Sire like Todd or whatever the fuck? I'm like, what the fuck is going on? It was the weirdest shit.
I've seen so many people at that gym. I've seen like Lance Bass. I've seen like King Batch. I saw that was around the time when like Vine was like super popping, and like everyone was like going to that gym. But yeah, it was
all trip. Very close to everything. One of my coworkers, I used to work in like a financial a business place, and then we would handle like, you know, entertainment clients. One of my coworkers said he saw what's his name, Captain America. What's Captain America's real name? Like Chris Evans.
Chris Evans. Yeah.
He saw Chris Evans in there. He was just working out. I'm like, what the fuck, dude? Like he's rich. What's he doing here? Like just go to like Equinox or some shit, man. Like what are you doing here? But apparently a shit ton of people went there, and then they closed it down, obviously.
Yeah.
It's weird. I saw Sugar Ray. Some people might know who Sugar Ray is, but
wow,
weird as shit, man. Like you see Sugar Ray just like doing
his bleached frosted tips.
He did. He fucking did, which is the weirdest shit at the time, because it was just like, why does he still have that? This is not the early 2000s, late 90s. Why?
That's why hilarious.
He was doing like leg lifts and shit. I'm like, that's fucking Sugar Ray, and I just kept walking. Like, that's weird. I saw the dude from Wes Bentley from he's from American Beauty. He was the weird kid who had the plastic bag, and he was also in Hunger Games. He was like the guy with the weird facial hair.
Oh yeah. Okay, yeah.
Saw him there one time just walking on a treadmill. I'm like, what the fuck are you all doing here?
Dude.
It's the weirdest shit.
Dude, like the Valley is definitely like the low key spot where like a lot of like famous people live.
Oh, easily. Like Studio City area. So many people were like, oh, if I go to Hollywood, I'll see a celebrity. You'll never see a celebrity in Hollywood.
No.
Ever.
Like, you'll just see like TikTok and Vine people.
Yeah. If you go to the Valley, that's all where they're at. Like,
dude, I ran into RZA one time in Encino. It was so trippy. Like I was just like, I had worked like a long time ago. I used to work for Dreyer's Ice Cream, and I would go to the supermarkets and pack ice cream. But yeah, I ran into RZA. I was like, oh my god, I fucking love you, dude. Like you
fucking
like,
Wu-Tang Clan,
yeah,
man.
I grew up on your shit. Yeah.
That's crazy.
Yeah.
That's the weirdest feeling. Speaking of like past jobs, what have been like your past jobs besides entertainment? I'm actually curious. Like I've worked at a Subway when I was younger. I've worked at a Bed Bath & Beyond. Like I'm curious of like what other odd jobs you've had before you sort of began in the entertainment industry.
Yeah. So my first ever job, I found this job on Craigslist as a cell phone refurbisher. So
interesting.
Yeah, I interviewed for the job, and I did all my application. I got hired, right? But I was 17 at the time. So and like I had grown a little beard, so and I was like taller, and I was like kind of chunkier, so I looked older, right? So they accepted me like right away, and I did training, and I worked for a couple of days, like learning how to just put together flip phones. Such a trip. And then they called me into the office one day. He's like, all right. And I thought I was in trouble. I was like, what did I do? Like I've been working,
Yeah,
they're like, so in your application says here you're 17. And I was like,
okay.
Yeah. It's like, well, you have to be 18 to work here. And I was like, what? You guys didn't check that? Like at the beginning?
This is your fault, fuckers.
Yeah. So like, all right, like, so we gotta let you go, but we'll pay you like for the days you work. And I was like, oh, okay, all right, fuck it. So that was my first ever job. And then my second job was I worked at Target.
Oh shit.
Yeah. And I got hired in the toys department for a seasonal too. And
shit.
Oh my god, dude, it is a nightmare. Like during Christmas, literally, just parents don't give a fuck, man. Like they let their kids just fucking trash the whole aisle, like while they're just standing there. I'm like,
you got a kid there? What's going? Like, there's a kid right there. What's going on?
I'm fucking raging inside, but I'm like, all right, I just gotta do my job. So I did such a good job. They kept me after, like, they usually like let
cut
go
you at
of
the end of the
yeah.
season.
So they kept me.
Damn.
And I worked in the toys and sporting department. I knew all the toys, like this and that. And after that, I got bored of it, and one of my other friends recommended me the dryer's job. You like as a merchandiser. So what you do is you just go to different supermarkets, and you go to the back freezer and you stockpile all the front freezers. A lot of people think like that's supermarket people do that, but a lot of these big companies will have their own merchandisers to fill up the shelves, like Coke and like Pepsi. They all do that themselves. So I did that, and it was like one of the worst jobs ever, because like you could technically work on your own time, but it's best to just go like super early. Like I started my days like at 4 or 5 o'clock in the morning, but then the cool thing was like I would be done by like 12, by noon. Okay. But then it sucks so much, because like especially during the summers, like I got sick a lot, because you go into the freezer super cold, and then you come out super hot. Super cold, super hot, like, and it just took a toll on my body, and I quit that job. But it was cool, because like I got free ice cream, like at the end of the day, like the truck drivers would fill up this freezer, like this community freezer, for everyone to, like, all the workers to take free ice cream. It was like all the shitty ice cream, but every now and then you get like the good flavors, but I always get like free ice cream. But I mean, I would always sneak an ice cream like while I'm working too. But
dude, you should have.
Yeah.
Should have been the Frito-Lay guy. You would have got free chips, and it would have been fucking room temperature.
I know, right?
God damn it.
But those were the only like real jobs I had. Like, and then after that, then I just was just like, oh no, like I want to work for myself and like, you know, start selling weed and all that just dumb shit. And then funny enough, like I had started a weed delivery business with one of my other friends like a long time ago, and then I did that for a little bit. Yeah.
I relate. I can relate to that. I sold weed in college, so
yeah.
So it's really easy to sell in college though. It's just definitely. Like the people are just always like, do you have weed? And it's like, definitely totally.
Taught me a lot about money too, you know?
Dude, it's when you do that, it's a whole different. Working for yourself is a whole different thing. It's such a weird thing because you have to keep such a you have to keep a schedule
yourself in check. Yeah, you have to keep yourself in check.
If you don't, you're fucked completely.
Yeah.
But was there any ice cream flavor that was your favorite?
I from that job, maybe at the time my favorite was probably like cookie dough or chocolate chip.
Fuck yeah.
But now it's like my favorite ice cream now is Cherry Garcia.
Oh, like from Ben and Jerry's specifically? Or?
That's interesting. My favorite. Yeah, I love cherry ice cream.
Okay. Shit. Yeah. Strawberry, cherry, all those flavors are pretty good. Like you don't think they're going to be very good, but then sometimes then the maker just makes them really well. I don't know what it is. They just hit right. I don't know. I don't know what it is.
They just put jizz in it. That's it.
That's definitely what it is. It's just covered in jizz. Oh god.
What's your favorite?
Cookies and cream. I love cookies. I fuck with cookies and cream really heavily. If I'm going in the Ben and Jerry's genre, I love Americone Dream.
Oh.
But it's also really weird. I don't drink coffee or really like coffee.
I'm not a coffee drinker either. I'm a tea guy.
Coffee. I fuck with coffee
ice cream, dude.
Same.
Yeah, I fucking love coffee ice cream, dude. Haagen-Dazs coffee ice cream hits so good.
Yep.
So good.
I don't know what it is. It's the weirdest shit. I've never met anyone like this before who doesn't drink coffee but loves coffee ice cream. I'm the same fucking way.
I mean, I had my coffee phases. I never drink hot coffee. I fucking hate hot coffee. I always had like I had like a iced coffee phase, but like just for a little bit. But yeah.
You mean you're not gonna get into the pumpkin spice lattes when they come up?
Oh no, dude, those things have so much fucking calories. It's insane.
Dude, the amount of sugar that I went to a 7-Eleven the other day because maybe TMI. I had a UTI basically. What happening? But I went to a fucking 7-Eleven the other day and I got some cranberry juice and I looked at the back of it and I'm way more conscious of that as I get older. I looked at the back of it. And the daily value for fucking sugar in an 8-ounce cranberry juice is 135% of the sugar you need in a day. So it's 35% of over the sugar that you need. This is not natural sugar either. This is like added sugar.
Yeah.
Which is insane. Oh, insane.
Like my market shopping experience definitely changed after I downloaded this app called Yuka. Yeah, you should download it. But I'm
gonna check it out.
It what it does, it's a barcode scanner, and you can use this on health products too. But it tells you all the stuff that's in it, and it'll give you warnings of these things that are in it, like and it'll even link to the studies, which is really awesome, and yeah,
this shit is free too. What the fuck?
It's free. Yeah, it's fucking free. You chat, download that shit. You'll be surprised what kind of shit goes into your food. It's insane. Dude,
I'm literally linking it right now. I just downloaded it because I'm super. Yeah, there's a link right there. I literally just downloaded it. Dude, this sounds dope. It definitely
changed the way I shop for food and health products, like like soap and like facial wash. Like, it's pretty nutty.
Yeah, speaking of like the soaps and shit like that, it's crazy how many I guess Irish Spring is one of those things where it's not good for you at all. It's really bad. Like it's linked to a lot of articles of cancer. Like it's very everything has cancer in it. Dude. Everything has everything has cancer in it. But this is like there was a significant amount of studies that are like, don't fuck with Irish Spring. It's really bad for you.
It's really fucking bad for you. It'll give you testicular cancer, dude.
Yeah, and it's like that's the main, when you're a dude, that's the main thing you're washing, right? You're just washing your balls for like 35 minutes, and then the other 5 minutes is like everything else.
Area too, you know. Like,
yeah, so it's God, I'm excited to actually. I'm gonna go shopping later on this week, so I'm actually excited to like scan shit and see what happens with that.
Yeah,
I'm
you'd be
legit
surprised
excited.
how much food dye is in our food too. You know, like yeah.
I have a friend,
such
Miss
doomer talk, you know. No, but
it's fine, man. Dude, like,
I love
how
it.
how old are you, Tony?
How old am I?
I mean, if you don't have to answer that if you don't want to. Like, obviously, if you keep that a secret.
I'll type it in. I'll let your chat guess, but I'll type it in. You know, that's how old I am.
Yeah. So like, we have the same like mentality on that. Like you and I do because of that. It's but it's I don't even know what I was gonna say. Fuck. We just have the same mentality on that. That's what we have the exact same mentality on that because we're similar in that headspace. So
for sure. Because like, dude, at the end of the day, man, not to sound so fucking obnoxious about it, but like us millennials, like really got fucked in the ass.
We did.
There's
like no doubt.
Like out of most generations, like we got so fucked in the ass.
Yeah, I mean, just off the top of my head, I have $50K in student debt right now that are federal loans. I have
are you getting any of that like forgiven? Like
$10K. That's I don't have Pell Grants though, so I'm not getting $20K. I only have like federal student loan like that are unsubsidized and subsidized, so I only get like 10K. 10K is still great, don't get me wrong. Yeah. But like, hey, you want to forgive the rest?
I know, right? Like, man, so many people got bailed out with those PPP loans, and you can't even fucking give me 50K to fucking be a better productive citizen that could make more money.
Yeah,
you know,
it's like you're saying, like the student loans, and then there's the housing market that fucked up, and then there's like just the amount of inflation that's happening right now, and then Corona happened during this. Like the span from 2008 to now, if you look at like war has happened during like it's.
Oh, we've been through the most wars.
Just literally
out of all the generations, we've been through the most wars.
Fucking just your ass and just fucking it just the fist keeps going. It sucks.
It doesn't stop. It
just keeps going.
Yeah, it's literally human centipede for us.
Oh god, this is the worst shit ever. Dude, I watched that first one and I stopped because I was like, I can't do this anymore. I'm not watching any more of this.
Yeah,
so.
no.
At least we haven't been drafted though. On the bright side, that's true. We haven't been drafted, but like
we don't need to get drafted. We had 9/11. That was literally our way of like drafting people. Like,
yeah,
you know, like 9/11. Like after that, people were throwing themselves to join the army. You know,
yeah.
Like,
well, it's also we wouldn't have to do that either though, because there'd be people who like, I can't go to the war because my foot is slightly to the left. Like we have so many things that we can say now though too, or like I can't go to war, my parent has no hair, and you're just like, what is that the thing? And it's like, no, you can totally not go to the war because your parent doesn't have hair or some shit like that, and you're like, what?
Wow.
No, I don't mean that. I don't mean that it's real. I'm just using that as like an insane example that we have so many examples that we can use nowadays. It's like, oh, you don't have to go to war because your left arm is longer than your right. Like we have stupid examples that we can use. Like we wouldn't have to do that type of shit. So if that makes sense, it's just. But we have
if draft ever comes up, I am googling how to get out of war.
All you gotta do is like cut something off, man, like a hand or some shit like that. I know you actually doesn't give you a hand, give you like a toe or some shit like that, because then your balance on your. I know, man. I don't want
to cut anything off.
Also, I think you're fine though, because I think there is a sort of I think you and I are both fine because there is. I think
the age limit. We're past the age limit.
Yeah. Although someone in my Discord though told me the other day there is a higher age limit for one of the rank, like Navy or some shit like that.
Oh,
it's
really?
Like yeah, and I was like, wait a minute. I'm like, they could still they put it as a desk job though. It wouldn't be where you got sent to the front lines at all. Yeah. It's 39 in the Navy. What the fuck, dude?
Oh my god. All right,
That's actually fucked.
I got, I'll claim, arthritis, back pain, carpal tunnel.
Dude, all that shit. Just start naming shit. Like, yeah, no, I don't. Dude, I watched like fucking cartoons as a kid. I can't do it. Like, there's something about like, I don't know, like, my jaw hurts and shit. Yeah,
I'm pre-traumatized. I have pre-PTSD.
I watch too many war movies on Netflix. Like, I can't do it now, man. It doesn't work for me. It's bullshit.
Oh man.
Is there like a failure that you've had in your life that you sort of cherish the most, that sort of sticks out to you? You're like, man, I like, it's hard to fail, right? But I am a better person because I had that failure.
Definitely a couple things. I think the biggest one that sticks to my head right now is after this mistake, like, I never ever missed a flight. Like, so remember when I talked about going to Europe with Far East Movement, right?
Yeah.
My first gig, right? So we go to we're on our way to I think Norway, and we had a layover in Munich in Germany, and it was like a 10-hour layover, which it sucked. So well, it didn't, I mean, it sucked, but it didn't suck too much. But one of the backup singers was like, hey, like, since we got free time, like, you want to hit the lounge? And I was like, what's a lounge? And like, oh, so this is like a special area for like people with flying status, and you get to chill, you get to eat, watch TV, whatever. And I was like, oh, okay, cool. Like, I've never experienced this. So we fucking we go to the lounge, and we're just chilling, eating. We fucking fell asleep. We fell asleep and missed our connecting flight.
Oh god.
By like 30 minutes, right?
Oh no, that's even worse.
I know. And then we're fucking scrambling. We run to the desk, and funny thing, on our way to the desk, I fucking passed by Paul Gasol from Lakers.
What the fuck?
Yeah, randomly. I was like, I'm like running. I'm like, oh Paul Gasol,
you play basketball.
Hey,
I love you. This is why.
And he's like, hey, what's up? And I'm just running. And so we get to the front desk, and we're like, oh my god, like, we need to find a flight to Norway, like, ASAP. Like how, well, can you help us? Oh, I'm so sorry, like, we don't have a flight till like tomorrow. And I'm like, we're like, oh my god, this cannot be happening. Like, and I'm like to myself, like, this is my first fucking gig, and this is like, I can't do this. Like, I can't fuck up this hard,
dude.
And so she's like, hold on, Tony.
Hold on.
Like, she starts bawling, dude. Like, you can't do, like, we need to find someone, like, we're on tour, like, we need to make to our show, this and that. And he's like, oh, miss, I'm can you wait, please? I'll talk to my manager. And then he goes to the back, and then 5 minutes later he comes back. He's like, all right, so we have one flight going out in like 1 hour, and it'll be $150. Is that okay? We're like, hell yeah, $150. That's our per diem for the weekend. That's fine. Yeah. And like, yeah, we catch the flight, and we get there, and then the Far East guys, they were just laughing at us. They weren't even mad. They were just laughing at us.
Don't miss a flight.
Yeah, and then after that, I never ever missed a flight. I've never been late to a flight. Like, yeah, that is like one of the biggest like fuck ups that made me never fuck up.
Yeah, but you'd have great stories though if you miss more flights.
Yeah, right. Dude, that was like, that was pretty
nerve-wracking. It had to be.
Yeah. Oh yeah, for sure.
Being
One of the biggest
first.
mistakes I made, but definitely learned from it. And yeah.
Damn, that's crazy though. That's such a great story that you had all the elements of like fucking Pau Gasol and like, hey, what's up? He's like,
that was so random. That was so random. Yeah.
You're on the Lakers. Awesome.
Yeah.
You're great. That's so great. What about? No, go ahead. I'm sorry.
Oh no, I was just trying to think of any other like failures or mistakes I've made. Because I'm a big proponent of like learning from your mistakes, because that's like where you learn most, you know.
Mm-hmm.
And definitely had a lot of times where I failed and learned. And yeah, just I think failure is such a great teacher, and you know, a teacher that'll never stop teaching, you know.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
It's I'd rather, there's so many like I wish I would have tried as a kid or tried as an early 20s person, where I wish I would have, like content creation is one of those things. I was too scared to try it until my late 20s.
Yeah, for sure.
I wish I would have tried YouTube and failed a whole bunch of times and learned from it, but I just never did. And I do regret not doing it in my early 20s, just because I feel like I could have been on another level with content creation and where I'm at if I wouldn't have, you know. It's just one of those things where you're just like, fuck, I should have just at least tried that and failed.
Yeah. I mean, you can still try right now. You know?
Oh no, I'm trying right now. This is literally me trying. Yeah. Like I've been trying for the last 3 or 4 years, and it's just like, you know, you have success, you have failure, but there's a light right there. You do see something that's why I came back to LA. Essentially, it's like I see something in this. So like I do see like there's gonna be something there where I want to be one of those people on the platform. Like I don't care how big I am. Like I'm not one of those people. I want to be able to highlight other people though. That's the only reason I'd want like a bigger audience, is so I can give that audience to other people.
Yeah,
because that'd be so.
That's so awesome for you doing that. Like I love that, you know. And I love doing that through, you know, like doing music videos and stuff, and like and then just, you know, content creation in general. Yeah. Yeah,
I mean, it's just like, you know, just you being an entertainment brain as well, you know that there's so many talented people out there who don't get enough exposure or don't get enough, like need to be seen. Like there's so many talented, like there's people who just react to videos and they have 100,000 people in their chat. You're like, what the fuck, dude? Like, and then you see people who are putting their heart and fucking soul into it. They have like 10 viewers, and you're just like, I want to be able to help those people get to another level where they can sort of project themselves into the atmosphere. So.
For sure. And I mean, yeah, and not to like bag on those streamers too, like, because I do that. I love reacting to like shit and like funny shit.
I just started to.
Yeah. But I mean, it takes work to do that too. But yeah, no, there's definitely so much undiscovered talent out there. And I mean, it's a trip to see those undiscovered talent, like, you know, rise up and like blow up. And I mean, I've witnessed a lot of that firsthand, and one of them, I was actually like a big hand in it, like surprisingly. Like when I first started Stream Sauce, there was this really small like creator, like streamer, that reached out to me randomly, and was just like, hey, like one of someone like recommended me to you for streaming, that, you know, Twitch, this and that. And you know, we had like a 2-hour consultation, and that was like my first consultation ever, like doing that. And now she's like a full-time streamer. She you know, like, it was crazy because like at the time when she first started, she was like living in Arizona in a small ass room, like streaming from her laptop. Now she's like, she moved to LA. She's like a established streamer. She did like brand deals already. She did like a sponsor stream with like AT&T and like and like it's so crazy. And then like, you know, I popped into her chat like one day, and she was just like, oh my god, Tony, like I did all the things you told me, and this is where I'm at. Like, and I was just like, I was so proud of her. Let me shout her out real quick. Her name is
totally
Jalone. Here, I'll put it in the chat. But she's so awesome. Like,
oh, I've seen her.
Yeah.
I've seen her before. Yeah, I've definitely seen her on like recommended.
Yeah, I mean, like, I'm so proud of her. Like, she did all the things I told her to do, and like, and, you know, she's got to where she is now. Like,
that's dope as shit, man.
Yeah.
Like,
and I love doing that. I love helping out people. I love giving advice to, you know, just people who want to create, you know, like,
yeah, I'm the same way when it comes to that type of shit. Like, there are things where people are like, oh yeah, I mean, I just want to help people in that regard. It's like, if someone reaches out to me and they're like, hey, what do you have? Like, I used to have a friend who would always reach out to me for advice, and he was just like, oh, what do you think of this, Mo? What do you think of this? And you're like, oh, this is cool, but like, change this or do this, or like, what do you want for here? What do you want for that? Like, it's interesting to like be able to help and have a part and a hand in that, and you're just like, whoa, fuck yeah, like, I don't know, it's a really cool feeling to be able to do that.
Oh, I mean, one of the biggest, a lot of people don't know this, but one of the best feelings I had was like, I remember when Aquafina was coming out to LA a lot. She would hit me up to hang out with her and like help her with her auditions. So like, I would, you know, go over to her place, and she's like, can you help me like do some readings? And I remember we were doing Crazy Rich Asian.
Oh shit.
Yeah, so she was like auditioning for that, and I was like, I was, you know, helping her, and then, you know, she
that's insane,
got it, and I was like, oh my god, I was a part of that.
that's actually legitimately insane. Holy shit.
Yeah.
Wow. Yeah, that's cool as fuck. It's weird thinking back at that type of stuff too.
It's such a trip. Like, yeah, it is a trip. Like, you know, knowing that you were a part of someone's journey. You know, it's just a trip.
Good feeling. It's a cool feeling. Like, I've done that with QT Cinderella over the years.
Yeah. Like, I had seen some of that interview too. That was great.
It's great. Like, I am a firm, heavily believer. I will always champion her. Like, she's like, I feel like she's going to be bigger than most people think.
Oh yeah, I mean, she's like, done so much already. You know, like, what is such a huge feat doing the streamer awards. You know,
it's wicked crazy. Yeah. Like, to see that type of shit happen though, and put that type of shit together. Like, there's a drive. Like, there's just a drive in some people that I'm like, man, I wish I could do that shit.
It's, yeah, you know, it's hard.
Yeah. I want to ask a couple more questions.
Yeah. Go for it.
What about if you could witness any like event in history, past, present, or future? I guess you wouldn't really know future unless you had a time machine. What would it be and why? I guess you could. Yeah.
Oh man, there's so much.
You can pick a couple. You don't have to pick one.
Honestly. I mean, I would love to see when the world goes fully, you know, fully green. Like, you know, like we stop relying on fossil fuels. You know, that'd be crazy. I would love to see Mr. TK5. Oh shit! Wait.
Mr. Holding and Pooh said that.
Wait, how do you know? Are you the guy who was playing? I was playing StarCraft with.
This must be I was gonna say this must be an OG or someone you recently interacted with.
That's crazy. I would love to see, dude. I would love to relive when the internet first came to be. Like like I wish I could relive those AOL Instant Messenger days. You know, like those were such great times. What else would I want to witness? I would love to witness. Oh, just like when electronic music was first coming around, you know, like in the 80s and the 70s. Like I fucking love 80s music, like when people were just starting to experiment with like synths and like different sounds. Like I fucking love 80s music. I mean, people were partying so hard those days. Oh my god, the parties must have been so fucking lit.
It was on another level.
Oh
those
my
80s
god.
party, like 80s party. Like imagine being able to do 80s parties in New York as like a early 20-something-year-old. Like
Yeah,
that would
Studio 54. Oh my god, that would have been such a fucking just the sickest fucking parties, you know?
You would have been coked out of your goddamn mind.
Exactly.
You wouldn't have a choice, man. It would just be in
Yeah.
everything. You'd be like, does this have coconuts? Like the glass are made of coke. And you're like, what?
What else? What else would I want to I mean, damn.
Early 2000s Fast and the Furious.
Oh, dude. I mean, early 2000s was such a fucking vibe. Yeah, like, man, Y2K, like,
Fuck yeah.
dude, those times were so like pivotal in how the world is now. Like, just yeah.
I think the super interesting one is seeing the world go completely green, though, because like you see it in some other countries where it's completely green, where they don't rely on anything else.
Yeah.
So to have the entire world like that would be odd. Like everyone's solar,
Dude,
everyone's everyone's.
Oh, man, like, yeah, just like, man, I would want to see the world just be more efficient. Yeah, that's it, man. Just more efficient.
That would be badass. We didn't know that the extra pockets on the cargos was all for future baggage.
I know, right? Oh man, remember like those pants where it had the zippers and you could turn it into shorts?
Motherfucker, I had those pants in fifth grade.
I had those too, and now they're in style. Now they're back in style. Like, I wish I had kept all my clothes back then.
Dude, I would take the fucking pants in the morning when it was cold, wear them, and then by the time I went on to play recess and play basketball and shit, I'd be like, hey guys, check this shit out. Yeah. Unzip it. Bam, I got shorts on, motherfucker. Time to play some b-ball.
Dude.
Shit.
So ahead of our time back then.
Fucking Gen Z now. Oh, we got these cool pants. Motherfucker, we've been wearing those pants.
Yeah, exactly.
Motherfucker, we made those pants. Yeah.
We ran so you can walk in shorts.
I mean, technically, pants, internet, all that shit. Yeah, I mean, if you want to like really, internet's like 1960, 1970. But like the real internet is the 90s for sure.
We like our generation is so unique because like we grew up with the internet, you know, and like we saw the infancy, we saw it grow up, we saw it like change, evolve, and you know, like a lot of people nowadays don't know that, you know, like they're born into the internet where it must be such a trip being born into the internet, you know, like, because we knew life, what it was before the internet, you know, going outside and like bike riding with your neighbors, like for 4 or 5 hours,
dude,
you know, like playing outside, you know, like, I mean, man, it's such a fucking boomer thing to say, but it is, but true.
Like at the same time,
kids nowadays don't do that shit. I rarely see that shit. Like kids just out being a biker gang and just going out. But I mean, like they're, you know, they have, you know, skate culture, but like just, yeah, I mean.
But no, I get what you're saying. There's literally times where I would go outside, and I had like a pretty big backyard as a kid where it was like a fucking mountain essentially, because I lived in the desert. I lived in Palm Springs.
Yeah.
like the whole backyard was a desert, and you just go out and explore that. And I remember like seeing like rattlesnakes and shit like that, and doing that type of shit. Or like literally my sister, I would play with, I have an older sister as well. We would play outside, and like we'd put water in the sand, and we'd make mud and shit, and we'd make like weird shit, and we'd have like these weird adventures and just weird shit in general that you're just like, you now have an iPad, you're gonna play fucking Angry Birds on an iPad, and that's all you're getting. Like, there's nothing else.
Oh, dude, like, I mean, I'm sure there are kids like that still. It's just not as much anymore. But like, yeah, man, like back then was like all we had was our imagination, you know, like, because I remember I used to like I just played with mud, like dirt and water, like in my front yard with my toys and stuff. And funny enough, like there's like a study where like it's beneficial for your kids to play in dirt and mud like at an early age, because you know they get you know, good bacteria and this and that. But anyways, but yeah, like I used to get all my Power Ranger toys and like, you know, like try to recreate the scenes from the Power Rangers with the robot fights and Megazord fights and shit, and like that's all I had, you know. And like played with other kids in my neighborhood, you know, doing that. Like it was fun,
dude. I literally had a neighbor down the street. I remember his name was Curtis, and he had a brother named Luke. And we would, as soon as I learned to ride a bike, we would hang out all the time. Then we would go down to like there's like a local swimming pool around us or whatever. We'd go down and hang out there. We'd hang out all day, and then like we'd play fucking N64 or something a little bit. But then, like most of the time was spent outside. Like we spent all day outside, and then like our treat would be to go play N64. Like we'd spend all fucking day at the pool hanging out and just talking, and like, oh dude, man.
Exactly.
So I miss it so much.
Yeah. It's so different nowadays, and you know, and it's also like the parents that are growing up now, like they're so much work culture, you know. And like it's so different. It's just different. It's just different.
Yeah, it's like if you're not working, then like what are you doing? And it's just like, dude, we gotta get rid of this shit. Like we had a pandemic, and then we got work from home. We got like, we're winning that battle. Well, I don't think we're fully winning it, but like there are a lot of places that are like, there's a lot of people in the Generation Z and in millennials who are like, I'm doing what I want now. Like you can take it or leave it. And I'm really glad to see that type of shit, because I've always wanted to have it where like in my lifetime I was like, oh, in my lifetime I eventually want to be that boss who's like puts my foot down and goes, no man, we're gonna have a 4-day work week, or we're gonna work less, or we're gonna do this. But like the pandemic sped that up so much.
Yeah.
And I'm glad to see people are pushing back and going, no, fuck you. Like
for sure.
Like and we're doing this.
Yeah. A lot of people are starting to really open up their eyes, and I mean that whole quiet quitting culture, you know, it makes sense, you know. Like it's like you know, boomer thing to say, but like it makes sense, because like, you know, people are just tired of their living conditions, and you know, wanting more, and you know, wanting more out of life, you know, like realizing that like just like what are they doing, like why are they working so hard and not getting back what they put in, you know. And that's why we're seeing like so much like unionization popping up, and like people like, you know, wanting more from their employers, you know, and what they deserve, you know.
Yeah, I always think it's funny how there was a thing of like, oh yeah, like guys, we have the best work environment. We have like ping pong tables and snacks and stuff like that. I'm like, that's nice. But then there's like people who are like, nah, man, I don't want ping pong tables and snacks. I want fucking benefits and money.
Yeah, and they do that purposely so they can keep you inside the building, keep working. Like, oh yeah, look how great our workplace is, but you have to stay here and keep working. Like, man, it's such a trip when I visit a lot of these big like tech companies, like their offices and stuff, like and how like it's so cool like visiting it, and then like and then I realized like, damn, like gotcha bitch, you know, like you know?
Yeah, my sister, I work for Amazon right now, and like I don't have to go into an office or anything like that, but when I do go to Seattle, the office isn't as amazing as you think it is. It's not like one of the, it's not like a Google.
I've been there before. Yeah.
Okay, it's a pretty standard office. Like they have like a room where they have games and stuff and snacks and shit like that, but it's a pretty standard office from like a Google or a Facebook. Like my sister worked at Facebook, and she was telling me when she first started, the amenities are fucking insane.
Yeah.
Like you are meant to stay there all day, all night.
Yeah.
Like
if
that's
they
what
could build housing in their fucking buildings, they totally would. Like if it wasn't for like, you know, laws and regulations, like they like, I mean that's how China operates. Shit,
yeah.
You know?
Yeah, dude, fucking massage chairs and beds in there. Like they build it in a way it's just like, hey, it's not illegal because it's not like fully a sleeping area, but it's enough where you'll fall asleep and stay here and go, oh well, I guess I gotta stay here and maybe I'll just start early, a couple hours early, or
yeah.
Like it's so
yeah, because it's so like, if you really think about it, it's so fucked up that people are literally living in their cars and like staying in the parking lot of where they work and be like, oh yeah, this is my daily life where like I sleep in my car, and you know, all the shit that I need is right here at my work.
Yeah.
I mean, like, if you told that to like somebody, like even in the future, I'm sure like in the future like it'll change. Like it's such a bizarre thing.
Yeah.
Such a bizarre thing.
It's also, I hate the whole fact that just the housing situation in general in like San Francisco. What I was saying earlier, I'd move to Northern California if I was paid like $250,000 or more a year. I'd probably move there, sure, because that would be like just under the minimum enough to be able to live there.
Yeah. Because
you can't live that. Like there's people who are making over $150,000 who are living in their car.
Exactly.
I'm just like, how are you making $150K in San Francisco and living out of your fucking car?
Yeah.
Or like a van.
Dude, and that's like, at the end of the day, like, it's not a healthy way to live.
No,
like,
not at all.
Because like the basic human needs is like food and shelter and stability. You know, like you need that to have like just a normal life in a normal mental like mind, you know?
Yeah.
And it's like, and you can't have it all here in the US. It's like you have to sacrifice 2 out of those 3 things, you know?
Yeah, and then that cuts down on your mental and you fucking die early.
Yeah.
That's why isolation is a punishment in jail. That makes total sense.
Yep.
That makes complete sense.
Makes people go crazy.
Yeah. What's something you always have with you? Like exclude your keys and your phone and stuff like that. But what's something you always like to carry with you? Like my example would be I always carry a water bottle everywhere I go.
A water bottle? You know, I carry my bag with me all the time, and you know, this is like, it's like something like an ADHD thing and also like a Boy Scout thing where when I was in the Boy Scouts, like we always had to have our 10 essentials, like basically like, you know, our pocket knife, like Boy Scouts book. And then like the thing with our troop was led by an army drill sergeant. So and he was Korean, and we were all Korean troop. So like, you know, like you know, our parents are like, oh, okay, yeah, you can punish our kids a little bit.
Oh no.
So dude, like it was literally like fucking like an army class. Like like if we missed anything, if our shirts were tucked in, like it had a fold in, like we had to do mad fucking push-ups. and him like yelling at us, you know. But that really drilled into my head, like I always have to have something on me. Like be prepared. Like I'll always have something, and you know, like it's like a good and a bad thing, because like a lot of times like I'll be like, oh, I wish I didn't bring this. Like I wish I can just not have to, or if I forget about something, I'm always like thinking about it, and like just I just can't enjoy the moment or something. Or and then the good times are is like, oh, I'm so glad I have this, you know. Or if someone asks for something, oh, like, oh my god, like you have everything, you're such a and like you came through. So in my bag I have oh shit, oops,
oh nice,
floss picks, right? That's in my front pocket. Headphones, okay, that's always in there. Wired headphones, just in case if my Bluetooth ones run out of battery. So in the main pocket I have my Bluetooth headphones.
Nice, I like the case.
Yeah, well, the earbuds, my wallet.
It's a dope wallet. What the fuck?
Yeah. It's called Esker. You stack your cards in here and you press the little button and it
it's dope as shit.
Yeah. It's really compact. I like it. Yeah. Toothpicks.
Just in case it falls.
These are tea tree toothpicks. So they have tea tree oil in them. So it's like chewing sticks. Always gotta have my pen. Pen's probably the most important. Eye drops, like lubricating eye drops. My lighter.
Okay. Always a good thing to have in a group. Sometimes some people need to light something or some shit like that.
Oops, what the hell?
Sorry, you're just shouting out.
No, I guess it pasted something. It pasted the link. Chapstick. And then I have gum.
5 gum. Nice.
Microfiber
cloth for like lenses and shit, I would imagine, because
my glasses, shooting.
Glasses.
And then this one's a really random one, but oil, face blotching paper, you know.
Oh, do you have a really shiny forehead? Because I have a really shiny forehead.
Yeah. So especially when I'm shooting too, like if a person has, like, if they're shiny or something, or like they got oil, like I'll give them this, and they'll be like, oh my god, thank you so much. Like yeah. But dude, I have like oily skin too, so like I'll use it like just for myself. But very handy. Comes in a pinch. But yeah, that's what I have in my bag.
Nice.
And before it was worse. Like I always used to have my backpack on me, like
I have a backpack
with my laptop and like my camera stuff. But now it's like I don't need that. Like my phone can shoot amazing photos and videos too now. So like I just carry my waist bag. But that's always something I have on me.
That's dope.
I used to have this lock picking set in here.
Damn, dude. Do you go on Reddit a lot?
I know, right? Like but I don't carry it anymore because I'm like I don't need to fucking pick locks right now.
Yo, what? Look, I think we're very similar in the way that I literally have. Oh, let me just get it. I just want to show you this because
show me. I want to see what's in the bag. Lock picking while your head has. Yeah, exactly. I fucking love his shit. Remember the day Zach used to dry his forehead? All right, let's see it.
Dude, I literally have a fucking backpack. I'm not even joking. I don't take it everywhere. Like you saw me, I don't take this everywhere, but I literally have a backpack, and I'm the same fucking way. I have my glasses in here. I have like sunglasses in here. I literally have an electronics case, and this always comes in handy with people in the entertainment. And just I literally have a case with electronics, like no joke.
Oh, that's awesome. That's
literally
awesome.
have that. I have fucking chargers, batteries, like I have an extra mouse and shit like that. I am literally the same as you. Like
that's awesome.
No fucking extra headphones, USB. Like I am literally the same person as you.
Yeah,
I'm not even joking.
That's usually in my backpack, but yeah. That's so much shit.
Like I never like have been to the Boy Scouts or anything like that, but I always wanted. I'm one of those people. I think we're very similar in this regard, where always prepared, but also it's one of those situations where I don't like getting gifts unless it's functional in some sort of way.
Yep, exactly.
Gifts are cool. I like the gesture, but if you give me a functional, like I have a pocket knife. If you give me like a Leatherman pocket knife, I'm probably gonna like that so much more than anything else. Because I'm just like, I can fucking use this in multiple ways.
Exactly. Yeah. I have a Leatherman that I keep on me too.
Bro, I swear to God, we're similar. I swear to God, it's the same fucking thing. Dude. I love that shit though. But
yeah.
Do you ever watch the GQ videos where they're like the 10 essential items? Dude, I love those fucking videos. Yeah. I'm always curious as to what people have
to put in my things too. You know?
I literally
I need that.
Dude, I literally watched one where I never used to use packing cubes at all in my entire life. I saw someone had packing cubes for their luggage, and I was like, "What the fuck's a packing cube?" Because you like when you have something, you put it in your bag, everything's spread out, right? You have your underwear here, you have your fucking shirts here. Packing cube, all your shirts and pants are in there, all your underwear is in there, all your socks in there, and you just fucking rip that thing out, and bam, dude, you're done. I was like, actually changed shit. Game changer, dude.
I'm such a big bag collector. I have like 7 backpacks and like other small bags. Yeah. I'm like looking at them right now like, fuck.
dude, it's such a good feeling though to have that. Like I'm similar to you. I have like 2 or 3 bags I'm trying to sell and offer up right now, and I'm just like, I gotta get rid of these fucking things.
I know.
But no, I fucking love that. I love that type of shit. I love asking that question too. Because everyone always has like keys and cell phone and shit, but
yeah, no, like, I mean, yeah, you always have your keys, cell phone, and wallet, but like, what else you got, you know? And I fucking love that it's been more acceptable for men to have like, you know, their purses, their merces.
The merce. Yeah.
So, and another thing I need to re-up on is these earplugs. For when I used to go to like a lot of shows or shoot a lot of shows, earplugs are so important. Like, I used to keep them in my little case, but I need to buy one again because I lost the other one. But yeah, that's another thing I keep in my bag.
I saw someone in a concert one time with the whole earplug thing, and they had like the ones that wrap around your neck, and then you just put them up and you can put them down and stuff like that. Oh, yeah. I was like, why is that person not listening to the music fully? And then like I was like, oh, because it hurts your fucking ears.
Oh, dude, like I mean, DJing too. I mean, like my ears are like, I mean, they're still like in decent condition, but yeah, I definitely noticed that I do have like a hearing problem sometimes. Like I won't be able to, I'll be like, huh? Like, what did you say? Or like, I mean, definitely with age too, but yeah, it's, and shooting a lot of shows, you know, unprotected, like it's definitely taking a toll. But yeah, now I'm trying to protect whatever I have left. So earplugs are very important, guys.
Yeah, definitely.
Fucking carry that shit. Or even ask if you're ever at venues, they'll have it for you. So like you can just ask. You can just ask like the bartender or people at the front. Sometimes they'll have earplugs for just for you. So
I'm legit gonna try that. No, I'm gonna actually go to a venue and ask them if they have any earplugs that are available, because that's actually dope shit.
I use toilet paper. It works. Hey, that's something.
As long as you're using something though, because there's such a significant difference as to. I went to a Joey Badass concert and it wasn't like super loud or anything like that. I was like, I wonder how it would be, like how much I wasn't like in a pit or anything like that, but I was like, I wonder how it would be if I was in a pit and I didn't use earplugs compared to
your shit. Yeah.
It's
so crazy that like the recommended decibel listening is so much lower than what we were used to. Yeah,
there's constantly all the time, like your phone has, I don't know if your phone has it, but my phone has protection.
You're going like, over the recommended limit.
Turn this shit down. And I'm like, can I turn this off?
I don't care.
Yeah. I'm like, can I turn this shit off? It's like, no, you can't. Like, you really should turn it down. I'm like, no, just leave me alone.
You're looking at your phone too much. Your screen on time's been 8 hours. Like,
it's like, right, dude. It's like, dude, I'm trying to listen to this Kanye West track with full blast. Fuck off. Like, just let me be. Just stop.
You're not my parent. I spent $1,000 on you.
In fact, I'm your parent for spending so much goddamn money on you. Listen to me. So yeah, that shit's great. I only have a few more questions.
Yeah, go for it, dude. I'm loving these questions.
I love the conversation though. So like we've been having it's a fucking. I knew I'd enjoy this one so much.
No,
I hope you feel the same.
I'm enjoying this so much too. Like it's been forever since I streamed too. Like because I've been kind of in a funk, you know, like just. I mean, I'm sure a lot like this is very synonymous to like everybody, like all creatives, but you know, like everyone has their like, you know, their funks of like, you know, like, oh, like I want to go live, but maybe not. But yeah, like I like to everybody, you know, in here from my stream and whatnot, like don't worry, like I'll be back. Like I'm just taking care of like personal shit, you know, life shit, you know. I like to be in a very calm and relaxed state when I stream, you know, like I don't want to think about anything. I just want to focus on you guys and the content. And yeah,
I feel you. I did that with my stream where the entire summer of last year I think I streamed like 3 or 4 times total, and usually I streamed like 4 or 5 days a week, and like I've cut mine down to three times a week because I'm just like I'm not into it, or I don't feel creative to do stuff. Like I just don't feel in the moment of wanting to do it, or you're not comfortable in the space you're in, or like it's just a never-ending factor of things.
For sure.
Yeah. Quant said, "I forgive if you send me nudes again." Again? The fuck, dude? I never sent them in the first place. What the fuck, Quant? Gian said, "Come back, Tony."
I'll be back.
What about your bucket list? You got anything on your bucket list you're like, I need to do this before I am dead?
Skydiving. Skydiving is definitely one of them. Make a documentary, like I said before, like make a life-changing documentary about something juicy, you know. What else? Like another bucket list would probably be visit Japan. I have yet to visit Japan.
Really?
I want to go.
Same.
So bad.
Never been before either. That's one place I really want to go.
Let's see what else. Just trying different like Michelin star foods around the world.
Have you been to them?
Have I been to any? No, I have not. I don't think so. Maybe I have. Maybe I just didn't know. But yeah, I mean, I've definitely had some like fancy food because of, especially because I work with Steven. Because like he has a bunch of connections to the food world. I've definitely tried so much good food because of him. Thank you, Steven. I don't know. Bungee jump. Maybe what else? Like, I would love to like drive like an F1 car or something. Like,
oh my god, that would, oof, man, that would be another level.
Yeah, like I would love or like being in a Bugatti or something. A Bugatti. Like just maybe have that feeling of going like 200 miles per hour, you know? Like
you ever what's the fastest you've ever been in, like the fastest I've ever gone?
The fastest I've ever driven was 160.
Damn.
Oh no. 140. Sorry, not 160.
God damn. 140.
Yeah, I remember because I used to be like a little speed demon back then. I had a long time ago. I had a 2000 Prelude Type SH. Oh man, that was one of my dream cars too, and I got it. But it fucking such a pain in the ass to work on. But I've gone 140 once. Oh my god, it is the most exhilarating and most batshit scary shit like I've ever done. And it's crazy because like after you go that fast, like when you drop down to like 100, it feels like you're going 40.
Dude.
Yeah.
I went 125 is the fastest I ever went by myself in a car.
Yeah.
And it's crazy how fast 80 is, and then like you're saying, dropping down to that.
Yeah,
like,
and I see why speed demons like do that, because like once you go that fast, you just
adrenaline.
You can't go back.
It's dope. It's legitimately dope when you go, because it's just so quick too. Like you're on that stretch of road. Like I've been on the 5 before, going up to Northern California, and you're just like nobody around. You're like
exactly where I did it.
You're like, you're like, should I do it? And you're just like, fuck yeah. And then you catch up to the car in front of you. You're like, how the fuck did I catch them? And you're like, well, you just went 120, so it makes sense.
I wish we had an autobahn.
That would be dope.
Like we would get to places so quick, but you know, I mean, so LA traffic would never allow that.
That would be fucking frightening though too, because imagine being on an autobahn. Like imagine having an autobahn in the U.S. and people not getting over when they should be getting over.
Oh my god! And
that's my entire worry,
dude. Yeah, I know, dude.
My entire worry about an autobahn in the U.S. is people don't understand that the left lane is the fast lane. Get the fuck out of the way. Like,
oh my god, I know. That's one thing I would love to change. Like ban all people who drive slow in the left lane. Like
those are the worst.
Get your license taken away, please.
Yeah, or at least let me pass you. If you're aware I'm behind you, let me pass you.
The worst is when they know like you're trying to pass them, they purposely fucking like block you. I'm like, you have to be like such a despicable person to do that.
Just to block people and shit like that. Yeah. DMV will let anyone pass. This is true. Yeah. DMV will let literally anyone pass. They will let a fucking baby could walk in and be like, "Yo, can I get a license?" They'd be like, "Yeah, sure."
170 no, from Germany.
God damn. People will see your signal and then use it as a buffer to turn as well. Yeah, that's it's frustrating as fuck, man. I hate it. I'm just like, can I just get somewhere really quick and not have you be in the way? And then you look over at the car and it's like someone who's 105 and you're like, God damn it.
I know, right?
Frank got stuck on the island divider and still passed his test. What?
Jeez, what?
No fucking way, dude. Absolutely no fucking way.
I mean, it's cause it's all a machine, man.
Dude, I failed
drivers, more money for insurance companies.
Dude, I failed my first test because I turned right on a red when it was only for green. And fucking someone passes going on the divider. That's bullshit.
Oh man.
So those are your bucket list items on there, which is pretty badass. I like that.
Oh, thank you.
I like that. Those are good, solid ones. But Japan, I too want to go to Japan. I haven't been to Japan yet. That's one of my destinations.
Especially for like what I've done, like the kind of work I've done. It hasn't landed me to Japan yet. Even though I've even worked with Japanese artists, and I've worked with one of the biggest Japanese artists too before. Like. And I mean, they because they all love to come here and shoot, you know. Yeah,
that makes sense. But that's pretty badass, though. I did want to show this picture because I went back in your Twitter.
Yeah.
And you were talking about earlier about DJing, and I really wanted to show this picture.
Oh my god, you dug deep, huh? And it's crazy because my Twitter, I joined Twitter like long time ago. Like, let me see, 2008. Like when Twitter first started, basically. Like
this is you as a DJ. Like this is you very young.
Oh
like,
shit, yeah. That was like, oh man, that.
Can you sort of tell me, like, do you remember that picture at all, or do you remember?
I do remember that picture. That was a little bit after high school, probably. That was like my EDM phase. So that was probably when I was like 21. Yeah, around 21. So my friend Aaron, he was also a DJ, and he had this white friend, and like they were rich. They were fucking rich. They were like, hey, can you come DJ this party? And we're like, oh fuck yeah. And it was such a big ass house, like in the OC or some shit. And we were the only 2 Asian guys there, just fucking DJing some electronic music, some electro, and that was good times. Oh my god, that's when I had plugs too. I had plugs.
Yeah, I know. I see them. you were really into it. You had like the clothing, you had the fucking the jewelry, you had the hat like tilted up sideways a little bit.
Yeah,
that's great. That's great though.
Yeah.
I always love reflecting on like old stuff like that.
Yeah, it's man.
It always brings up. It's like
such a trip. Yeah, I mean,
cool
those times were so different. Yeah, that was actually when Serato had just come out, and you know, like a lot of people were like, oh yeah, like, you know, like DJing is just like you just push buttons and
it's not.
It's all USB sticks. You know, I mean, not to sound like a boomer again, but when I first started, for a couple years, I was definitely digging crates and like bringing crates to parties and shows and stuff. It was fucking hard. But I was so glad. I was so glad when Serato came out, and I was like, oh man, this is great.
There's some sort of platform that people can be like, oh, this is dope, and be like, yeah, this is fucking work, man. Goddamn, this is the real shit. This is not pushing a button. So. But what about sort of the last question I have for you is, what about long-term goals? Like, what do you want to do? I mean, you mentioned documentaries, you've mentioned sort of like, I guess bucket list is similar, but are there any sort of goals that you have that you're just long-term, maybe the 5, 10, 15, 20, all that good stuff?
You know, I think one big long-term goal I would love is having my own creative studio space where kind of like the fantasy factory for content creation.
Ooh, that's actually a good idea.
Yeah. Like something where just it's like a hub for content creators, like if they want to shoot cooking, like if they want to shoot like just anything, like if they need gear, like it's all there for them, and like and like a hub for like people to just come there and hang out and collaborate and shoot, like create things, like stream. That's like one big dream I have, is like,
it's a really good idea.
Yeah, I would love to just have like a big hub where just creatives can come and just congregate, collab.
Tony Hub.
Yeah. That's that's like, I mean, that's one big dream. I have so many other dreams, but that's like one of the biggest ones. And I mean, obviously just also like, you know, is like being an established director. Also, I mean, another big dream is like I've always like kind of like been into managing, I guess, managing like creatives or like creators, I guess. Like building an artist from the ground up.
Yeah. That would be cool.
Yeah. That takes a village. That takes so much money. But I mean, I've been around that so much, like, and I'm like, oh yeah, like I can see myself doing that. And
I was gonna say I could also see you being like, since you have so much experience in so many different levels and so many different places, I could see you definitely like building someone and making them into like gigantic. I could see that for sure.
Yeah,
just because the experience you do have, and it's always like it's always funny, like we mentioned earlier, doing content creation earlier. It's like you can do it late because you can still help other people. There's still other people out there who want to do content creation, who want to. There's always that consulting. There's always that world of like, oh yeah, no, I've experienced this, or I haven't experienced this, or I have the experience with this, so I can help you in this regard and tell you what to do and what not to do. And you have that with your friend Jalan. So it's,
and that's like another big thing, is like I love connecting people. Yeah. Like I that's like one of my just biggest things I love to do, is like I love connecting people. I love meeting new people. I love building those relationships. I mean, it takes work, but like that's something, like I think that's what like initially drew me into the whole entertainment thing is just like, oh, like I want to meet that person. Like how can I get there? You know, like, and yeah.
It's dope. I like that. I like that a lot, man. But if there's anything else you want to kind of talk about or anything else, or I think that's sort of that's kind of all I got in terms of that. But if there's anything else you want to kind of bring up or mention, anything you're doing, please feel free to mention it.
Yeah.
If there's anything coming up.
Right now, I'm just I like I said, me and Steven wrapped up season 3 of Dish Granted. That's something like I co-directed, and I'm also like in an episode just dropped actually Friday with Melody, my good friend Melody, and also the guest star is Eric Nam. He's like a K-pop singer. And what else? I mean, like, yeah, I'm just I don't post a lot that often, but I do work on like just random shit. But I mean, I should post those. But yeah, I mean, like that's what I got going on right now, and I'm just also like I said, like learning new skills, because like I said, just the ADHD in me, and also just like just want to learn. Yeah. So, but I mean, other than that, that's all I got. I will be streaming soon enough. But yeah, I mean, thank you again for, you know, reaching out and, you know, asking me these questions and having me on, spending some time talking.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Thank you for coming. I really do appreciate it. Like I definitely I'd like to hang out with you more in real life if you're down.
Yeah, like I said, like
to be honest,
let's hang out.
So,
like,
sometimes I'm bad at that. I can be sometimes really bad at that, but like I
get it. That's me too.
Yeah.
But no, let's hang out. I'm sure we'll hang out pretty soon, and yeah, and I look forward to, you know, doing more of these if you want. And
I'm open to that type of shit. So.
Yeah, and thank you, chat, for submitting questions and hanging out. God damn, we've been talking for like damn near 4 hours.
Yeah, it's been a while.
Didn't even realize.
It's been a while. Yeah, it's been a while. I probably should like give people a heads up every hour or so or some shit like that. Cause
this was great. It was like so fun talking to you. Like,
yeah, man. And, I heavily enjoyed this type of shit. Like, these are the one thing I'm like super passionate about is still on Twitch is interviewing people. Like, I can't stop interviewing people. It's just a fun thing to me.
No, and it's crazy because I'm looking through your YouTube and you've fucking interviewed damn near everybody. Like, who's one person you would love to interview and you haven't gotten a chance yet? Maybe I could help you out.
Jesus, no. Can you help me with Jesus?
Jesus.
No.
Okay.
I mean, Japandi, I tried to interview Japandi like 3 years ago, and then we interviewed for 15 minutes, and then his friend Clint came in, and then I interviewed him instead, and then Japandi started doing IRL. I always find it hard to interview people who are who do I love people who do IRL. I love people who do IRL, but I find it hard to interview them because they're always on the move, and I don't want to ask them when they're on the move. It's such a weird thing. Like, I had a window where I interviewed Fan, and I was just like, fuck yeah, I got the, like, she was at home and she was in Canada for like 2 months, and I was like, fuck yeah, dude. And I got to interview, and I was super excited about that. But IRL streamers are fascinating to me because they always have the best shit, or people who are in the entertainment industry are always like the best stories too. Like, I said,
no, I mean, their whole lives is broadcasted, and so like they have to have like crazy stories because crazy shit happens to them all the fucking damn time.
Yeah, I don't have anyone specifically that I can think of right now, but like when we hang out, I'll tell you if I have anyone specifically or if there's anyone I can think of. But there are people I always want to interview. Like I'll reach out to people randomly and just be like, hey, do you want to be interviewed? Like, I reached out to the guy. Have you seen the documentary on Netflix? Hunter Moore, the isanyoneup.com guy. the most hated man on the internet.
Oh yeah, I did. Yeah. I saw a little video about that, and it's so funny because I remember when that was happening. Yeah, I remember specifically when that shit was happening, and it was like blowing up on Twitter.
I reached out to him, and he's like, "Yeah, let's do it sometime." And I was like, "Okay."
Oh shit! Yeah.
So I want to. These interviews, I don't like to do the things like, you know, Eric Andre's great. I love that shit, but I don't like to do it where it's funny or it's like crazy. I like to do the more serious style where it's like Larry King, where it's actually asking, you know, interesting questions about the person's life and getting to know them. I don't like asking the hard hitting questions like, oh, why'd you sleep with that person? Like, I don't like doing that either. I'm not a fan of that. I just like getting to know someone more and having like a background of like, oh, what is this person like? Like, what's a picture into this person's life a little bit. That's why I like doing these. Is it kind of like I can put them up on YouTube and people will be like, oh shit, I get to find out more about, you know, Tony, or I get to find out more about Evelyn Claire, or anybody on like the people I've interviewed before. So I don't like to do it as any sort of weird thing where it's like attacking anybody, or I don't like to do a comedy thing. I just like to do a straight interview where I just get to know them.
Keep it neutral, you know?
Yeah, and just get their thoughts on things. And like if a subject gets brought up, that's totally fine, you know? But it's not one of those things where it's like, I need to know about this topic immediately. I want the drama. Like, I don't like doing that.
Yeah, no, I totally get it. That's awesome.
Yeah, man. But I do really, really appreciate you coming. I'm actually gonna send you my number after this.
yeah. Send it
so we
to
can
me,
so we can actually hang out and shit like that. Yeah. I'll just type it in right now.
It was great. Like this is probably one of the best interviews I've had ever.
I appreciate that, man.
And I've only had a few interviews, you know, like.
But I still appreciate that.
No, it was dope.
Yeah, I do appreciate that though, man. But I do actually want to hang out, and I don't know where you are. You can just tell me that afterwards, like where you are in LA, and then we can sort of plan something like. And just hang out in general, because
for sure
I need to go outside more too.
Yeah, no, like I'll take you some good food spots too, you know.
I was gonna say the same. I could show you a couple I'm sure you know because you live in LA, but
yeah,
maybe you don't. Who knows? So, but yeah, man, thanks for coming. I do appreciate it a ton.
Thank you.
Everyone, please follow TonyKFilms. Please! Exclamation point guest! Exclamation point guest! Please follow him, man.
Thank you.
Go check out his website and all his shit though too. Like, it's shit's dope. So, anyway. Thank you, Tony.